general nerdery.
So you think I'd be used to it by now, but like there's always a day in October where it switches from summer to fall in Montana.
Yeah, like today.
I mean,
It was 70 yesterday and now is not today.
Yes, today is really there's been some, but today is really the one. And I'm like, right, I'm good. I'm translating. I love fall so much. And then that shift happens and I'm like, my brain is made of molasses today.
And my body is not liking the shift.
I am going to die.
I am going to die from how much I've been sweating today.
You've been a sweaty boy. That's not wrong.
No, not wrong at all.
Welcome to General Nerdery, your podcast about liking things and apparently sweaty boys. I'm Zach.
I'm Tyler.
Hi, I'm Steven.
That's Steven. We're here for Farscape Part 3 today, finally.
Holy shit, guys, I forgot what we were doing today. I did the prep, but I forgot we were doing that.
Farscape Season 3 Part 1. No, Season 4 Part 1.
Season 4 Part 1.
Yeah,
I was about to
yes.
say, anything about saying Part 3 is wrong.
So much Farscape over the past.
Well, when we get into the Peacekeeper Wars, it is a 3-part series. So we will have a part 3.
I thought it was just 2.
I thought it was 3, but I could be
don't
wrong.
know. We'll
I have
probably
not
just
seen
do
it.
it in one episode because it is.
It's going to be one episode.
Yeah,
It's a movie.
we are. I am so happy we've been doing Farscape. I am very excited for the episodes coming up. I'm so ready to be done at the same time.
I think we've been nearly doing this a year.
We were talking about this last time, and every time I sat down to watch Farscape, I thought the same thing. Like, I'm so excited to be finishing Farscape. I'm so excited to be finishing Farscape.
I'm so excited to be done with Farscape and to finish it.
What else? I still
Well, what else have we
Farscape.
been ingesting?
Yeah.
Zach, this time we're going to switch it up and start with you because I have to hear about the AEW event.
Oh,
That's
yes,
what I was going to say.
please.
I went to the live wrestling for the first time.
Especially because I know other people that went to that same event, and god damn it, really? Jake the Snake?
Yeah, he didn't.
Oh.
He didn't show up in person. We only saw the on a video package. But yeah, Jake the Snake Roberts is working for AEW these days as a manager.
Oh, fun.
And we saw him trade. So managers it's mostly a storyline thing, but it is usually someone who is, if there's a wrestler who is not a big talky person, they can show up and be like, my guy here is gonna do whatever. But you can also use it as they can be kind of the overarching villain of a storyline or overarching, like, here, they can kind of play the Nick Fury role. And we mostly just saw Jake the Snake tease people, and then he did show up no, that's true. He did show up on the rampway for like 30 seconds and didn't speak.
That's what I saw pictures of.
So Jake the Snake was there. His snake was not, which kind of defeats the point of him being Jake the Snake Roberts, but
Well, that's why he wasn't there that long.
I like that he's still doing stuff.
The snake's the one who's in control.
So Jake the Snake was a big-time heel wrestler in the late 80s, early 90s.
I'm familiar.
I think he was done by the Attitude Era.
Yeah.
He's definitely a fucking
Like, he was-
known name.
He
in
was
wrestling.
a big Hulk Hogan opponent kind of thing.
That's
Golden
how I know
Era.
him, I think.
One of the things he's most famous for is attacking someone with his snake, and it bit down on, I want to say it was Macho Man, and they found out during the match, after it bit Macho Man, that they could not get the snake off of Macho Man's arms, because it's a fucking python, and so Macho Man's just, like, spurting blood as they're trying to get the snake off of him, and a bunch of crying children.
That makes me love Macho Man Randy Savage so much more.
Also, a thing that made me love Macho Man Randy Savage is I watched part of a documentary, and it's him going through his closet, and it's like 300 cowboy hats of different colors going, and it's him, but in that Macho Man voice, because he just sounds like, but not doing the presentation, but still that, like, Macho Man. Not this one, 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 not this one. Oh, maybe, no, not this one. Like, and then, like, the whole, oh, man. But one thing I learned, I have been working a 6 a.m. job for 10 years, and I no longer am capable of staying up past 10 in the morning, or 10 at night.
Okay.
Word, dude, it's hard.
Second thing, I am pretty sure that we stayed at a fuck hotel because it had a lot of mirrors and real big ones. Like,
On the ceiling, on the walls.
not on the ceiling, but one whole wall was one mirror. And then another mirror took up most of it. And Cece's like, this isn't one. And I'm like, okay, stand here. I'm going to stand behind you. It's right by the bed. She goes, oh, yeah, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Real nice real nice shower that's all glass. And then a big fucking mirror again. I was like,
Yeah.
this is a fuck hotel. It's a nice one. I have no problems
like,
with that hotel.
That's fine.
We watched, what did we watch? They did some Ring of Honor stuff, and then the way AEW records, they do both of their shows in one night, which is a 2-hour show and a 1-hour show.
Okay.
So, I don't know, about 3 hours of wrestling plus some starter stuff. CC has a new favorite tag team, which they're called MXM. They used to be in WWE as the Maximum Male Models. And they just play the stereotypes of, you know, the two models that follow home Katie and Letterkenny for part of a season? And
Yes.
Okay.
if those two were professional wrestlers,
I hate that bit in
it's
Letterkenny.
so funny. I mean, they don't do the fat jokes in it,
But I know what you mean.
the way that they talk, and they're like, they have this thing of like their big like pose thing, you know, is touching the tips of their fingers together, like and it's so gay. And they're purposely playing into it, but not in a derogatory way.
Yeah.
But after, like, it's like Moose and Mansoon or something like that. Mansoor. And so after Mansoor threatens someone, he goes, Moose, touch my tip. And just, like, holds up the finger. And they've got, like, very suggestive. It sounds bad and it's dumb, but it was so good.
So
It was so funny.
it's more like the dicks then in
Yes.
Letterkenny?
Yeah, if you mix the dicks with the male models that followed Katie home.
Lots of sexual innuendos that are not supposed to be sexual innuendos, but are definitely sexual innuendos.
Got to watch two luchas fight each other, which was a lot of fun.
Cool.
A lot of flips. Saw one guy run like 3/4 of the way across the top rope,
That's wild.
which is fucking... And then launch himself into the air to get like drop kicked in the middle of his launch. And that's how
Nice.
they finished the match. I'm like, damn, Commander, you're not supposed to be that good of a lucha, and you fucking... That was incredible.
Dude, you might have sold me into wrestling. I want to see this. That
Oh,
sounds
buddy.
fucking cool.
I have won more than one person over into wrestling thanks to luchadors.
They're pretty dope.
Rey Mysterio fucking works every time.
Yeah. No suplexes, though. Suplexes are illegal in Lucha Libre.
Oh, really? Wild.
Yeah, they can Hurricane Rana themselves to death, but like...
What's a suplex?
You grab someone from behind, and I mean, this is a German suplex, and literally just like fall backwards, and so you're ending in like. So you're falling backwards and smashing their head into the.
Oh, shit.
Uh,
Okay,
into the
I know
mat.
what you mean by that now. Okay, sweet.
It looks like it hurts. A lot of shit looks like it hurts. Man, I know they like mic stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but damn, there is something about like, because you're like, oh, that slap sounded really loud, like, you know, with the Gunther stuff. Holy shit, that sounds like it hurts when you're like in person.
God damn the fuck! I still don't understand it. Sorry,
Okay.
I was watching a completely unrelated stream the other day. It was literally a fucking Marvel Snap stream.
And they talked about how much they love Gunther.
And no, like the chat off to the side somehow got into a conversation about wrestling, and like every other message was like a fucking Gunther stan being like, has he fucking dominated someone else yet? Yeah, fuck go Gunther. And I'm like, I hate all of you right now.
Gunther
Stop
is
it.
like a 6'10" Austrian man that slaps people in the chest really hard, and they love him for it.
He's me if I was a wrestler.
And skinny.
Oh, he's not me if I was a wrestler.
I just don't get it. The
I have a
little
lot
bit
of
I've
friends that
seen
love him.
Gunther,
I don't find him, no.
I'm like, cool. Like, he's a worse Psycho Sid.
No, Gunther's going up. He's a worse Ric Flair without the like massive personal problems.
I don't get the Gunther love.
No, he's going up against Cody Rhodes in the next big event, and I just don't care.
He's a worse
and I like
Big
Cody
Show.
Rhodes. But we saw. Let's see.
I like the Penguin in Adventure Time, Gunther.
That's a much better.
That's
Gunther.
the best Gunther.
We got to see some pretty good matches. The one thing I didn't realize, and like as soon as it started, I went, "Oh, this makes sense." You cannot hear the announcers at all when you're at the live wrestling show.
Mm.
So you're like, what? Like, I don't know. I didn't. Clearly, you can't have them over.
Oh my God, he's dead! Somebody stop the match!
Yeah, no Tony Schiavone, like, because it was Tony Schiavone who did WCW back in the day, and Taz and Jeff Jarrett came out to do it.
Oh shit! Okay.
Let's see. We saw Mercedes Moné, who was known as Sasha Banks in WWE. She was one of the Mandalorians.
Mm-hmm.
There was a great fucking match with it was supposed to be this woman named Willow Nightingale versus Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, whose whole thing is literally she's a dentist. Like, in real life, she was a dentist before she became a wrestler. And she just kept that in her thing. That she's a wrestler, or that she's a dentist.
There was a dentist shtick back in the day, too.
Yeah, Kane had it. Dr. Isaac Yankum.
Yep.
It just
No,
seems,
there was another one, too.
Oh, Jesus
it
Christ.
just seems like a shtick of like if you were formerly some sort of doctor or doctor adjacent thing, you just got to make that your
Sure,
thing.
but the only thing she really does with it is, I think, the occasional dental pun, and her finisher is to put on a glove and just grab your jaw.
Hot.
it's
Like,
it's the mandible claw,
it's not
but it's
quite the mandible claw, but it's close. But she was not able to make it. I don't know. She was either sick or the hurricane fucked with. Like,
Okay.
something happened. So they just did a 5-way women's match that had several women that I've wanted to watch fight, including Nyla Rose, who made the news, I don't know, a year or two ago, because Oklahoma wouldn't let her fight in Oklahoma because she's a trans woman.
That's why I know the name.
And she got real pissed off about it because she's trying to be a big monster heel.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, "You've turned me into a face. I just want to be doing heel stuff with my heel friends, you dicks." She's fucking great. She's the native beast or something like that. She fucking throws people around. She put someone through a table, and that was one of the best table shots I've ever... Like, we rewatched it later on because we wanted to hear the announcers. Doesn't matter if it's live or... That was one of the cooler table shots that I've seen. That fucking looked like it hurt.
The fucking heel face thing reminds me that, like, because I've been keeping a little bit, not a lot, but a little bit more caught up than I have in previous years after watching SummerSlam with
Mhm.
you. And we have, once again, we've been talking about doing a wrestling episode. And so I've started doing my research because your side of things has happened recently. My side of things happened
Fucking
20 years ago.
Yeah, no, I get it. I was going to do some research, too, to help.
Yeah, but I'm like, oh, I haven't seen this since I was 13. I got to do some research. Anyway, being back in the scene a little bit, I'm still seeing people reference that SummerSlam and how after years and years and years of trying to make Roman a babyface, all they had to do was have him sit out 3 months.
Yeah. He had to stop for a while because he has leukemia. And then he came back as a heel and was a dominating heel, and we were all fucking sick of him as a heel. No, we weren't sick of him as a heel. We weren't sick of him as the tribal chief. We were tired of him as the undisputed champion.
Mm-hmm.
Like the top belt guy.
Mm-hmm.
And then they took the belt away from him, and they took him away for a while, and he came back, and suddenly, like, I acknowledged my tribal chief, and I'm still mad about
And
that.
I'm still mad. I just think it's funny because everyone, like,
Vince McMahon tried for years to make him the next John Cena, and that's also the thing. He can't be the next John Cena. He needs to be the next, like, doesn't talk a lot, angry face. He's Vegeta, not Goku.
I just thought it was funny that, like, just like a week ago, I'm still seeing people reference it being like, for years they tried to push him over as a face.
They just had to let him
Never
be Roman
stuck.
Reigns is the
Yeah.
thing. Like,
Never stuck.
I do have a new in my list of favorite wrestlers, which is a man known as the Beast Mortos, he's a luchador, but he's a big luchador. So he's not a big flippy guy.
Right, he's
And
just like a monster.
his mask looks like a bull's head, not like trying to be super realistic, but like a leather helmet designed to reminisce a bull.
Mhm.
And so he looks like a Mexican barbarian minotaur.
That sounds fucking
It's
cool.
fucking rad. And he's just a evil luchador. And we watched him go up against. There is a guy that is just
That is sick
showing a
as
picture.
shit.
Yeah, he looks fucking rad. I want to make that helmet.
You should totally make that helmet, dude.
But he went up against a guy literally that goes by the Butcher. There's a tag team duo called the Butcher and the Blade. And so they had the Butcher, who is a similar big style man, go up against the Beast Mortos, and we watched to get the bull fight the Butcher, basically.
That's dope.
And I was like, this match fucking rules. And everyone else is like, yeah. And I'm like, no. There's a kind of vaudeville man that plays a butcher with a big ass mustache fighting a bull man. This is the best thing to happen tonight.
That would be hard to beat in my book.
I mean, I also gotta watch shit like Ricochet fucking backflip over a. Ricochet is like, he is another luchador, but he doesn't wear a mask.
Mm.
And he does shit that does not make sense. Like some of the moves that he can do with his body, or he's like, they pick him up and suddenly he has flipped twice and has thrown you across the ring in the process. And I'm like, I had to watch this like 4 times and I still don't know what just happened.
Cool.
I can show you some Ricochet stuff. It is so good. He's also probably CC's favorite male wrestler, so that was fun to have him come out. We got to see Bryan Danielson's second to last match. Bryan Danielson was in WWE, known as Daniel Bryan. He is a man that became the top of WWE because the fans wouldn't let Vince McMahon bury him. Vince was like, he's a small man that doesn't eat meat. There's no way he could be my big champion. And it started what was known as the Yes movement, where every time he came out, they would just chant yes, 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 yes. And when they were mad at WWE, when they would try to do other stuff, they would just start chanting yes, yes, with like the 2 fingers up in the air. And just they would derail any show that like tried to bury Daniel Bryan. And then he turned heel at one point and started giving people shit for eating meat. And he made a hemp championship belt. Like, that's so good.
There's interesting things having to do with him that I'm not going to go into, but tie into one of the things that my ingesting.
We'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge Bryan Danielson fan, but it was fun to watch and suddenly be like, oh, okay, I get why this guy means so much to people. I did discover, and I'm told this is the normal thing, there is always one drunk asshole behind you at a wrestling show. And this guy, I wanted to punch so
contractually.
bad.
They're hired to be there.
Oh my god. No.
And if there isn't, you are that asshole.
So a thing for wrestlers is WWE, and this is changing, but for the most part, tends to own the character that you play.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, Hulk managed to get his stuff, but like, Mark Calloway, who played The Undertaker, WWE owns The Undertaker. If he had gone to a different company, he wouldn't have been able to play The Undertaker anymore.
Which I guess makes sense.
It's less and less of a thing because they keep trying to pass off wrestlers as independent contractors so they don't have to give them certain benefits, but then own everything and don't allow them to be independent contractors.
That sounds bad.
Yes, wrestling is getting better, but it was a pretty dirty business. But anyways, a lot of these guys are former WWE guys that went over to the competition, AEW, when they were formed. But that meant that a lot of them had to change their names. That's why
take on new personas.
Daniel Bryan went back to his his real name of Bryan Danielson, or I can't remember. One guy went to being John Moxley. Mox is pretty cool. The drunk man behind me refused to do any of the AEW names and kept trying to start chants of the WWE names during a live recording where everyone's like, we're not going to do that. Like,
It's not going to happen,
they're like watching Bryan Danielson fight and this guy just going, Daniel Bryan! Daniel Bryan! And they're like, I don't know, trying to get his attention or something. Like,
Hoofa.
and they're like, just let
it die.
me watch this fucking thing. Like,
He's not that character right
respect the rest. And a lot of times they're basically playing the same character with slightly changed name. But like, who cares? Like, just let him be Bryan Danielson. He's retiring in a week. That was my main thing. It was weird. I enjoyed it. I don't know how much I'm going to try to go to live shows. I'm not traveling farther than Spokane.
Yeah.
For it. Like, it's just not.
That's fair.
I'm not a crowds guy anymore.
This totally makes sense from what I know of you. And that, like,
I would much rather watch wrestling at home on my big screen projector and eat root beer floats, which is my favorite way to watch wrestling. It fucking rules.
I know that about you. I was like, between that or being in a large crowd, I take the root beer floats every fucking time.
Yeah, man, I can make nachos. I can, like, whatever you need. Let's see.
You don't have a drunk guy screaming behind you, and if you
no,
do,
he's contractually there. It's AEW.
Let's see. What else do I have? I have become obsessed with the musician Puddles' Pity Party.
Oh yeah, Puddles is great. Puddles is fantastic.
Puddles is this beautiful baritone singer, just absolute gorgeous voice.
Oh yes, I think I know.
Who dresses like a sad clown.
Yeah, I've seen some YouTube videos.
You'll enjoy this. You were both morning people, so you don't necessarily know this. When it's my night to close, at the store that we work at, I have to go and turn off different lights and stuff down like the freezer aisle and stuff.
Just the thought of doing that does not make me feel comfortable. I would not enjoy that process.
And while I do so, I tend to have a Bluetooth speaker on me, and
I've seen you do that.
It's not uncommon that what it's blaring is the Puddles cover of Chandelier. Across the entire store as I turn off lights.
His versions of Royals and his version of Creep are both fucking fantastic.
Yes. I do know who we're talking about. I have seen a couple of
It's not
YouTube
as
videos
fun
of
when
him.
you're not watching the music video because he does such a good, like, actual performance. But, I mean, I was listening to some of his stuff just as is, and it's still real good.
He's opening for Weird Al when Weird Al play here next year.
I'm not willing to play Weird Al prices for...
Dude, I'm pretty sure it's already sold out.
Oh, in that case, I'm definitely not seeing it.
Like, I'm pretty sure it sold out the day we have I was like a legit surprised.
Weird Al is popular.
Not
here.
that Weird Al is popular, that how quickly it sold out here. Although it could be some out of town people buying it.
Yeah.
That too. Because Weird Al is fucking popular.
Well, and we are where we are, we're a really good hub as like a stop for the night, but still make some money kind of place because
fuck me, I would love to see Weird Al at the Kettle House. That would be a great fucking show.
Oh my god, yeah.
That's where he's playing, right?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that's where he's playing.
But you have like Minneapolis, Billings, which is bigger than us, but a way more depressing town, Missoula, and then like Spokane or Seattle. So like we're just a good spot of like, well, we did a bunch of driving, now let's do a performance to make sure we don't lose too much money in the process here.
And we have several large venues here, surprisingly, now at this point.
Mostly because of this fact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, and then let's see, what else? Oh, I don't have the name of it because I already forgot the name of it and I don't care enough to look up, but I got really invested I read the entirety of a manga that I did not like, but I found fascinating.
Okay.
Tell me more.
That's what I'm here for. And mostly just like, you could not make this in America kind of thing. Because, okay, so there's a quote from Jed McKay's Moon Knight run where they say that the only two, did not realize how perfect this was going to be, the only two true American art forms, and I don't actually agree with this, is wrestling and comic books, and Japan has beaten us in both. Dude, Japanese wrestling is fucking wild.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, I'm aware. I follow someone on Tumblr who posts a bunch of the Josai,
oh my god,
wrestling league there. It is some of the coolest shit. There's like this barbarian woman who like is fighting a woman in like a Lolita dress, and I'm like, I need more of this.
There's a woman in a Lolita dress hitting a giant panda inflatable with a hammer.
I need
Yeah.
more of this.
But that is so different from what I'm here to talk about. But okay, so I, have been talking about I like romance manga because I find it relaxing.
Mhm.
And I was just like scrolling through, it was a Reddit thread being like, some good ones. And they're like, here's one. It's a little racy because they're in college. I was like, all right, I don't actually have a problem with that. I don't mind fan service. I like Food Wars. Like,
I also have watched hentai. I that's not a threshold that's that far for me.
sure, but like, like just kind of like, okay, that's the description. And they're like, it's a kind of a meet cute about like the two people in these apartments realize there's a hole in between and it becomes a thing about peeping. And I'm like, that's a weird meet cute, but like multiple people in this Reddit thread have recommended this, so I'll give it a shot. And it ended up being a kinky sex comedy psychological drama softcore porn.
That sounds fascinating, and I want to read this.
Every character in it is the worst fucking person that I have ever like read about. Every person is bad. There's one character who, no, even she's kind of bad. Like, and it's like this guy finds out that there's a hole in the wall, and he's like, huh, okay, and like looks, because you see a hole in the wall, you look through the hole in the wall. Like, that's actually not that wild of a human condition. And he gets caught peeping.
I've
she
seen too many horror movies. I don't look through holes in
I'm
walls.
just saying. And she blackmails him into continuing peeping, and there's like rules, and they find a way to do softcore sex scenes, which are, I say softcore because they blur a bunch, and most of the poses are just enough that you're seeing exactly what they're doing, with the boobies being free, but you don't like get any of the.
It's technically
Yeah,
softcore.
I watched Red Shoe Diaries. I get it.
Yeah, they can push the boundaries on Skinemax, but it's still technically softcore.
But it's like this man slowly being driven insane and falling in love with the person that's blackmailing him into this peeping relationship as like multiple relationships explode around them.
I've heard of this
Involving
actually.
them.
I've actually heard of this. This
It's like Nozomi Ame or something. That is not correct, but it's like that kind of. And I read all of it in like 2 days, and that's. I think it ended up being like 2,500 pages. Like, that's a lot of fucking manga. And I will not be buying this. I will not be reading it again. I read it and was just kind of grossed out by the end. But, like...
Oh, it sounds incredibly problematically, like, fucked up.
As far as this author is concerned, every person is, like, one angry moment away from just raping someone.
Wow.
I'm probably gonna not actually read this now.
And they all, like, tend to stop themselves, but it almost got... And I'm like, okay, I know, like, hentai gets a little rape happy, but, like...
Unfortunately, yes.
This is... I don't know, man. Like, the reason is you could not do this in America, but not because, like, being prudish or whatever, or moral superiority, obviously, or like anything, but just okay. So I read comic books. You've met me at this point, but I legitimately love the format, and so I have comics of every genre, including a smaller but dedicated porn collection, including. Like, and some of it's just like, oh, here's weird smut. Some of it's kind of artistic. Some of it is like the nudie photos of Wally Wood, who was the like one of the most famous Daredevil artists of all time.
I've seen some of this art. It's great stuff.
Or there is one called no, I can't think of what it's called off the top of my head. It doesn't matter, but it's a comic that started in I think Penthouse or Playboy. But like if you read, and it went for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And if you read American pornographic comics, for the most part, they tend to be either single short stories or like single issue, like panels or whatever, or like here's this one character, and here's a collection of unconnected vignettes of how she gets into weird, sexy situations.
Oh, what is it? Cherry pie?
Cherry. It is Cherry something.
That's
That's the one I'm thinking of. But
Neil Gaiman wrote one of them at one point.
yes,
It's
a thing.
It's a thing.
Also, Demi the Demoness, which I had to back out of the Kickstarter on that one because I just could not afford justifying buying.
I follow a comic archivist person on Tumblr who posts like random things from various things, and they'll occasionally post stuff from that.
But like, for example, a plot line from that Cherry series is she falls off the back of this Hell's Angels motorcycle and is rescued by Bigfoot and ends up banging Bigfoot.
As you do.
As you do. And then both of them end up at like Sturgis and there's a small orgy. It's like a 15-20 page weird little jokey porn comic. And like, there's nothing wrong with that, but that's about as deep as
it gets.
The stories go. Or there's another one called, I think, Small Wonders, about a woman. This one's actually really good, and it was, I think, Kelly Sue DeConnick? Someone like that? Big name modern comic writer was doing some of it, and it's about a woman that is just like a huge pervert who is given what is supposed to be a little guardian angel to stop her from being a huge pervert, but turns out that guardian angel is also a huge pervert, and they have cute, sexy situations, and it's a very cute, very weird little comic book. But it's like, again, like, and here's the one where they found whatever. You don't get a fucking 2,500 page psychological drama that just so happens to go into like explicit blowjob scenes every like 10 to 15 pages.
Yeah, the more you describe it, I really also want to read it because I haven't read a good problematic story in a while.
Well, I'll see if I can figure out what it's called.
Like, guys, I recommend go watch some fucking things that people call problematic every once in a while. Expand your horizons. Get into some filth. You'll watch a John Waters movie if you haven't.
It was a
fucking love some John Waters.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, that's the mentality I'm talking about here.
It was an absolutely fascinating thing from a creative aspect, but as I read it, I was like, I hate every one of you.
Yes.
And it is kind of a thing in a lot of rom-coms, like all the characters are actually kind of bad people.
Oh, yeah.
This one really just like fucking dialed that up to like 18.
I think most rom-coms don't work unless like 75% of the people involved aren't just terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Or incredibly fucking stupid.
Yeah.
That's the other one. Just willfully, blatantly fucking ignorant.
And then for my last one, and I'll go quick with this one, I started another romance manga that I was encouraged. And this one I actually really do like and really do encourage. I think the first season is on Netflix. It might be Crunchyroll. My Dress Up Darling.
Unfamiliar?
It is a romance manga, but it's mostly a cosplay manga.
Oh, fun.
It is about this guy that, like, his whole goal in life is to make dolls in a traditional Japanese way. And he meets the cute girl at school who convinces him to make her cosplay outfits. And, like, they discover get into the world of cosplay together, and they have their, like, cute romantic moments together. But for the most part, it is about, like, learning about different aspects of cosplay and really examining what it is to love, to love and have passion for something, and like the creative process. So it's right up my fucking alley, and it makes me want to do creative shit, which I am so grateful for, because sometimes it is hard to want to do creative shit, especially when it suddenly becomes fall in the space of 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And like all I want to do is fucking take a nap. That said, reading this cutesy two high school kids get into cosplay immediately after the kinky sex comedy, psychological drama, softcore porn was really fucking disconcerting, and like it took a second to be like, right, they're not just gonna start fucking and watching through a hole. Like, this is like,
not this time.
and that's a good thing.
And,
like,
and that's good.
They just like I mean, you know how it is. Like, if you go from one extreme to another of media, and suddenly, like, the whiplash of that can be a little much sometimes.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
Mine's
3 of these
easy.
I recommend. Do not. Not the one I don't know the name of. Sorry. Anyways.
No, mine's easy this time because it's a lot of shit that I did before. I just like got real into it for a couple weeks. Like played a shit ton of Elden Ring again. It was great. Just doing
Nice.
very extremely specific things, like trying to do runs through the game with just like one specific weapon, that sort of thing. Because I guess I've gotten to that point of that game that I can do that.
Yeah, I remember you showing me and Zach a weird character you had like built.
Oh,
I've-
you've shown me several.
I've mostly been using Fisto.
Is that your Hellboy character?
No, it's one that I'm using only the Starfist with, and it's pretty much overpowered. Anyone who's fucked around with the Starfist knows that, but it's just been kind of fun.
Is his first name Kit?
No, he's just it's a reference to 2 different there's a power fist in Fallout 3 named Fisto,
Okay.
and a robot in Fallout New Vegas named Fisto.
God, the Fallout games are so fun.
A lot of fucking Snap because High Voltage has been a blast.
Fuck me, definitely one of my ingestings too. I've been playing a lot of High Voltage. It is so fun.
And I've also found my new like favorite deck of the moment and hit Infinite super fucking quick this time around. So I've just been fucking around because I don't care about my rank once I hit Infinite. So
That's not the deck that you played against me today that made me dislike you as a person, is it?
no,
Okay.
that was actually only like my 3rd time using that.
Okay. Well, don't do that to people you care about.
Me and Margaret discovered that the 2 seasons that we hadn't seen of Brassic were up on Tubi, so just like watching a shit ton more Brassic, and that show is still amazing. Joseph Gilgan is incredible. Fucking stupid ass low stakes British crime comedy is been fantastic.
No, that's what I'm into. That is the one that every time you talk about it, I go, I need to fucking watch this show.
You need to watch Brassic.
Yeah.
Everybody should watch Brassic. It is really fucking good. Holy shit. And then just like I've been watching a lot of like video essays by the same guy on YouTube. Dude's name is FD Signifier.
I've heard of the name.
Yeah, I didn't realize till yesterday that he's actually like pretty fucking big. I had a couple of his videos get suggested. And so I was like, oh, that sounds interesting. Watch it. Oh, that sounds interesting. And when I was watching one of them yesterday, I actually like paid attention to his number of like subscribers and views. And I'm like, oh shit, no, this guy's like well known. Holy fuck. This is really impressive that he has like this many views on a 1.5 hour fucking video, or 3-hour video with like 900,000 views.
Yeah, I know we do like a 2-hour podcast, but if someone sends me a YouTube video that's an hour long, hour plus, I'm like, I'm not fucking watching this. Like,
Although I have some really good hour-long video essays I kind of would love more people to watch
no,
because they're just
you tend to be correct, but
they're fascinating little documentaries almost.
He does a lot that don't seem to be necessarily aimed at me. He's an extremely well-educated black man, but does a lot of things for black culture.
Is that why I saw so many like you might like this clearly written for like the black experience videos on your YouTube today?
But there's a couple that he did that I would almost recommend to like anybody just because of like amazing insights and like viewpoint, and dude's crazy good at what he does.
What's
And,
his name
like,
again?
FD Signifier.
Thank you.
The one that got me into him was he did like a 3-hour one on the Kendrick Drake beef. And when that popped up, I was like, how had I like, because it popped up like 4 months after the beef ended. And I'm like, why didn't this pop up when I was watching all of that stuff?
Weird.
But then it had like 700,000 views and it was like a 3-hour video. And I was like, I've got to check out to see why it's so popular. And it was fucking great. He has one, it's called What Everyone Got Wrong About the Black Panther. I wish I had watched it before we did our Black Panther episode back in the day. It's incredibly well done.
Mm-hmm.
God, that was early too.
Mhm.
That was.
And then the other 2, oh no, there's another 3 that I've really liked, because there was one talking about, and I think he actually gets to the kind of the real point, like what the real actual problem with white rappers is. I think the name of the video is Eminem and the White Rapper Problem.
That's incredible.
What's the problem with white rappers? We don't have to actually go into it. I just like
Basically, okay, like I'm going to spoil the video, but the too long didn't watch is due to the intersection of being in a society that favors whiteness at this stage of capitalism. Even if the rapper themselves is doing everything you could possibly ask of them to do correctly, they still suck all the air out of the room.
Yeah, okay. I figured it was something like that, but I had to ask.
Yeah. When you say that, I was like, oh yeah, of course.
And that's the real problem. Nothing that they can even do about it. Anyway, there's a good one about just the complexity of Mike Tyson.
Ooh, that's one I gotta watch because he is one that like I really kind of enjoy him at points when he shows up in things. Like Mike Tyson Mysteries, the cartoon show he did for Adult Swim is fucking really funny.
I'm sorry, the what?
Mike Tyson Mysteries. It's like a Hanna-Barbera-esque cartoon show where him and his adopted Asian daughter and a ghost, I think played by Jim Rash. Like there's a bunch of people in it that like drew me into it before Mike Tyson. It's really fucking funny. And then I was like, oh, there's some issues with Mike Tyson though. Beyond the ear biting, the sexual assault allegations.
That's actually like one of the smaller issues for him.
But that's the thing that most people know about.
Oh yeah, no,
because that
was
one's very much in the cultural eye. But like he has a checkered past, unfortunately.
No, when I hear Mike Tyson's name, I think of Robin Williams making fun of Mike Tyson biting someone's ear off. Like that is the cultural oeuvre if you're not into boxing.
Right. Yeah, there's just a really interesting one. It's basically like a your fave is problematic type episode where he just goes into like, these are all the reasons you might like the guy. These are all the reasons why he sucks. These are kind of the reasons society allowed him to suck for so long that was kind of beyond his control.
Kind of what I'm fascinated by that's happened. So,
and then the other one that kind of ties into the wrestling from earlier was WWE's Complex Black History.
Dude, that one's weird.
It is a really good video. Zach, especially, I highly recommend you watch it, partially just because it's so rare you see somebody speaking this intelligently about wrestling in general.
Yeah. And I have a couple of like wrestling things I follow on YouTube, but they don't tend to be that fluent or like that well thought out. And it is like, because I've been thinking about this because a lot of times in the main event scene of wrestling in WWE right now, there's not a single black man. There's
right.
Like 14 Samoans and they're all from the same family. But if you go to the women's main event scene, it's mostly black women, or at least like half. So it's interesting. Like it's just complicated in a way that I would not have expected to see. Yeah. Like
when you point that out, that's fucking weird.
And there are, AEW has multiple black champions on the higher levels. Swerve Strickland, Bobby Lashley's going to be going there any day now. And then like people like Carmelo Hayes are going to be champions, or in NXT, which is their like training one. There's a few that are going to be fucking big names in a couple years, but like where we are, there's not really a significant black man on like Raw or SmackDown, which are the two big wrestling shows.
Mm-hmm. He brought up a point that I'd never thought of before. Once again, it's kind of why I'm enjoying his videos, is because he's bringing such a well thought out specific viewpoint that not being black, I don't have that insight.
Lens. Yeah.
And he points out one of the things that makes it so special when there is a black wrestling champion is because in other sports, like you had to, the color barrier still had to be broke.
Mm-hmm.
But once it was broke, all of that person has to do is be better. Like sports, once you're in them, is the closest thing that we have to a true meritocracy. Wrestling is sports entertainment. you can't just be better to become champion. You have to be approved by everybody higher up than you, and you have to have made it so that the audience also loves you.
Wow.
But you also have to be better than a lot of people.
Mhm.
Like that's part of what I find so fascinating by wrestling, and I kind of want to find someone for one of our wrestling episodes that someone who came into it from being a sports fan, getting them into wrestling, as opposed to, in my case, being a fucking comic book nerd that led me into wrestling. Like I am curious coming in from the other direction more. Like
And he has a great little bit about how The Rock is absolutely the first world heavyweight champion, but it has an asterisk, and it's not because he's only half black.
I don't know why you, but that's
His identity has never been black in the WWE.
that's true. He's only treated as Samoan because the NOIE family is very big deal as like a Samoan wrestling family.
And he doesn't distance himself from it.
Mhm.
Like, anytime anybody brings it up, he's like, nope, I'm half black. But they don't bring it up.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
No,
Weird.
that's fair. That's interesting. Just because of saying it, I do have to mention just the three women that are like really setting stuff and give Naomi a fucking championship is Naomi, but kind of more importantly, just because they're more likely to have belts, Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair, who I am in love with forever. And it's just fascinating to me that, you know, WWE is a place where you're more likely to find a black woman with a championship than a black man. And I think there's something interesting about that, but I haven't figured out what it is.
Yeah. Anyway, I've just been really enjoying all this dude's videos, and I thought I'd end up bringing it up on here because I was going to bring it up to you anyway, Zach, with the Black Panther and the wrestling one. So
Sounds excellent. I love a good video essay. I'm gonna have to watch more of his stuff. I'm familiar. I've heard of his stuff because I fell down a rabbit hole of looking into video essayists and people who make them. I really like H Bomber Guy. His one on Tommy Tallarico is incredible. I also like Defunct Land. That's about defunct roller coasters and theme park rides.
Oh, fun. Okay.
But he also does like video essays on the history of TV shows at points. And he does an entire like 2.5, 3 hour one on the Disney Channel theme song. The 3-note little thing that plays while they do the little
the
Disney ear interstitials. And it's just like one thing. And he just goes into trying to find out who wrote it. And it is a fascinating fucking insight into creative endeavors. I highly recommend that.
I have to imagine at some point you've checked out some Lindsay Ellis, because if not, you should.
I should. I don't know them by name.
Okay, yeah. Check out some Lindsay Ellis.
Okay. I'll try and rapid fire my.
Yeah, sorry, I took up a lot of time there.
No worries. I'll just try and.
You went to a live wrestling event. I was expecting it.
Exactly. So I'll try and rapid fire mine. Me and my partner finished watching Gilmore Girls. She was rewatching it, so I was watching with her. Fucking weird show. I enjoy it, but there is a lot of unlikable people for me.
I love stylized dialogue. I can't get into Gilmore Girls stylized dialogue.
I understand that. It gets better. I will say, after season 1, it gets a lot better. On that front, it's also my partner's favorite show, so I had to watch it when we first started dating. It was like a thing we were doing. We were showing each other our favorite shows and watching them together. So I've watched it several times. And then rewatching X-Files. I'm still in season 1. Getting into that spoopy season. Highly fucking recommend it, guys. It's so good. It's just the right tone for this time of year right now. Just like fucking Mulder just being all like nonchalantly aliens. And just like
aliens.
And it, like, not like a Doc Brown crazy person, but like the way he just like casually, just like stone cold face, just like no earthly means of transportation, Scully. No earthly means of transportation.
Like, you can see the tire tracks.
And he's just like, aliens, their thing. Don't worry about it. So good. And then I watched a bunch of movies. A couple that I wanted to just touch on because I know that Tyler will enjoy that I watched them finally. I watched we watched Hot Fuzz. I don't know. I imagine this will be after that's come out. So we covered that. So we talked about some folk horror. So I finally watched The Blood on Satan's Claw.
Great.
And I was like, I'm gonna put folk horror away for a moment, and then decided to watch The Bird with the Crystal Plumage.
Oh, I haven't actually seen Bird with Crystal Plumage.
Dude, you should watch The Bird with the Crystal Plumage. It's really fucking fun. I much preferred it over Blood on Satan's Claw, just from a personal standpoint. And then I watched The World's End.
Oh, yeah.
I do think Hot Fuzz is my favorite of the Cornetto trilogy now. 100%. I do very much love The World's End, though. I think it is an incredible Edgar Wright film. I then watched the 79 version, or I thought it came out in 77, but 79 version of Salem's Lot.
Right. Okay.
And that is weird. I did not.
I haven't seen it in years and years and years and years.
I thought I had seen it, and I definitely had not. Fred Willard's in it, and I completely didn't know this, and he's the best part of it, in my opinion. I can't recommend it. I don't know if it's good. I'll tell you this much. I gave it a 2-star on Letterboxd out of 5. It didn't do it for me, but it was in. I can imagine watching it in a so bad it's good kind of hokey scenario. Watch it with some friends, laugh at some of the 70s nature to it. But if you have like nostalgia for it, I wouldn't go back to it, in all honesty. Mm-hmm. Because I also watched the new one that just came out. In between that, I also watched Maxine.
Oh, yeah. I haven't watched any of that trilogy yet.
Is Maxine the newest one?
It's the newest one. It's the sequel to X, but they made Pearl in between them, which is a prequel.
Okay, I've seen the trailer for Maxine, and I got high and read about all 3 of them.
And yeah, we covered the trailer on trailers.
Oh,
Maxine, I've heard, is less horror and more Brian De Palma thriller.
Yes. Very much an homage to like a lot of the 80s kind of horror movies that were coming out at the time. I didn't care for it personally. The villain of it didn't work for me. It was too just like out there for me. Mm-hmm. But also at the same time, I don't know enough about I haven't watched enough Brian De Palma and like other films that it's definitely trying to like be referential to. So I kind of missed some of what they're doing. It's beautifully made. It's a great period piece. They do a great job of like living in the 80s in a way that I thought they did a great job of that. Mia Goth does a great performance. I was about to say,
Mia's been great in everything I've seen her in.
She's phenomenal in all 3 of them. I think X is the best of the 3, and it's kind of just been not my thing since. I didn't need Pearl, and overall, I didn't love the how they go about the ending of it for me. Just didn't work for me. Not that it's bad. I just think it didn't work for me. It seemed too complete left field for me. And then I watched the new Salem's Lot, and it's fucking fun, guys. I highly recommend watching it. And like, I'm very confused because on Letterboxd it has not great ratings, but reading through the reviews and all of the people that I follow who are critics that have reviewed it very much have a nostalgia for the 70s version of it, and are like, this isn't Stephen King enough.
Nostalgia can be a hell of a drug.
This has been cut down way too much. They cut out so much stuff, guys. Like they basically, in the new one, they do a credit sequence, like the opening credits, and then they do a scene that takes 30 minutes to get to in the miniseries. Mm-hmm. They're completely different beasts because the 70s one was a limited miniseries. I think it's supposed to be like 2 or 3 episodes, but it's 3 hours long essentially, and then was cut together into a 2-hour movie for certain countries. But because it's made for TV, it is not that scary. A lot of daylight scenes for a vampire movie, and it makes no sense. This one, I'm fucking flabbergasted at reading the Wikipedia article for it. Like, they didn't even show it in theaters. They just shelved it. They were going to shelve it completely and never show it, but then eventually they just put it onto Max. They dropped a trailer like a month ago, 2 months ago, and then, hey, it's there. It's really fucking good, guys. It's like, as I was watching this, having just watched the other one like the day before, I was flabbergasted at how well they just crafted it.
I don't mind if it's less Stephen King-y than the first one, considering Stephen King tends to publish a lot of his first drafts.
And I think what they
a lot of things he does over and over again until he feels like he gets them right, whether or not the rest of the public thinks he got them right.
That man loves a fucking payback. He loves to set something up and have it pay off.
Doesn't one of the Salem Lot's character appear in like the Dark Tower later on?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because of the fucking weird Stephen King connected universe.
That's actually the reason he wasn't able to continue writing some of the books. He actually said in like a Playboy article at one point that it was one of his favorite books to write, and he really wanted to go back to it and never really got a chance to because of the character that he set up in the Black Tower books. And that was too much of a thing that was going on at the time that he just didn't have the time to do them.
I also kind of just feel like he got to his idealized version of vampires when he finally got to the True Knot and Dr. Sleep. But that's just me.
Whatever works for
Like I
him.
said, he
He's
does
written
the
about
same
40
thing
books.
over and over again until he feels like he gets it right.
And I feel like this is like someone trying to make that movie into a good vampire movie, like the 70s version into a good vampire movie, while still
despite Stephen King,
while still having Stephen King kind of through lines. Like he has a fucking kid that just like for some reason is the most badass kid in the world who's going to save the day. Very Stephen King feeling thing of just like a wildly powerful kid for some reason. And yeah, dude,
come and play with us.
Like it was, I don't understand all the hate it's getting on Letterboxd. In all honesty, I was very surprised to see that it had only a 2-star on there, and I rated 4 out of 5. I was like, and a like.
God, this just reminds me how I wish season 2 of Castle Rock would have been better. Season 2 of Castle Rock takes a lot from Salem's Lot.
Yeah, like, and apparently it's supposed to be in the same, like it's adjacent to the area. Like I think they touch on it a little bit in season 2. I really fucking enjoyed it, guys. I highly recommend it. It's on Max. It's streaming right now. It's a good fucking quick 2-hour fun time. They really fucking trimmed the fat. Got the wheat from the chaff.
Also watch season 1 of Castle Rock. It's the most Stephen King non-Stephen King thing ever.
Yeah, I was thinking about it now that you recommend it, I probably will. Sweet.
All right. Let's take a quick break, and then it's time to go back to Moya. So I know I just picked the halfway point for the end of the season, but I kind of picked like the perfect spot to like.
It's a great halfway point.
It's a great halfway point, but also at the same time, fuck you, man. I really wanted to continue watching this.
Watching, and I didn't realize that till last night, and I went, oh, like hell yeah.
Such a good midway point for the season.
Okay, so obviously I've liked Farscape from the beginning, and it's grown a lot since the first season, and I actually really love season 4. Like, it does some stuff that I really appreciate and find interesting. But like looking back at the episodes here, in some ways this is like maybe the most disjointed this series has felt to me since the first season.
I could see that. I was going to say I'm going to be a little bit useless at first because I barely remember the first 3 episodes, even though I know that they were rather important. I was just really distracted when I was watching them.
No, I understand.
But as it goes on, I paid more and more attention.
That's okay, thank you. So I'm trying to think of where to kind of go with this. Crichton's evolution into an action hero is absolutely complete. Now, by this point.
I would say this season, even just the way that, I mean, you started off by talking about the fact that we end off on like the perfect / worst episode to end off on for this little bit. Like that episode makes it really clear, like he is now at this point kind of a weird force unto himself. because of the different specialties that he's picked up in
Dude,
his time out in
I
space.
love
At
that
this point,
episode.
he's
I want to watch it again. Just
fully
to, like,
isekai'd.
yeah.
He now has he's got the god power up that you get by isekai'ing yourself.
Well,
Yeah.
and not just that, but like I think what the moment I found maybe most interesting on this rewatching of this episode. Again, I've been waiting for Einstein in one of the best depictions of a man in black
Yeah.
in media. Like perfect down to the eyes. Like it
Mhm.
is classic MIB. But
MIBs.
I don't like horror, but I love the like real life, quote unquote, real life stuff that inspires horror. So it's weird. But yes, we're all singing Will Smith's Men in Black in our.
Oh, I was
heads
singing
now.
Wild Wild West.
Okay.
Wow.
But-
Wow.
We could,
But no, what I was gonna say is, there's that moment where he's put back in time to where he first meets the rest of the crew, and instead of like terror or oh my god, he's legitimately excited, and that's interesting to me. Instead of like, oh, I can change things, or or blah 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 blah. He's just like, fuck yeah, my friends. Like, I remember this, but he kind of remembers it in a positive. I don't know. It is. I remember some of how it ends with him showing up at Earth and that's going to go forward. But it's been fun again to watch him acclimate and really like fit into. This is the season where he fits into the crew kind of better in a lot of ways.
I think everything about the crew fits better. Every character they introduced this season, I feel like meshes better and more quickly than any other character they've tried introducing earlier in the series.
Yeah. I feel like they really found the rhythm to have everything kind of click.
I guess on that note, start at the beginning. So the last season ends with Moya getting sucked into a wormhole, Aaron disappearing right after Crichton realizes, or right as Crichton realizes that she's pregnant, and him stuck alone in the Leviathan graveyard, sacred space, whatever they call it. It's the same thing. In his module. And we open up to Crichton having gone kind of feral man for a while here. I love this. I don't love the two-parter that follows after this that I think is fucking weird and hard to follow, but this episode is...
I love
This one's great.
1892 or whatever.
1812.
1812. Thank you.
The moment that we started...
I think of them as scutters. Sorry. I know they're DRDs, but every time in my head, I'm like the little scudder.
The moment that we realized we were starting to watch Farscape and I saw a DRD, my brain started going da-da-da-da-da-da-da, and I've had to hold it until this episode because it would mean nothing to you guys. But just there is something about 1812 that I hear Farscape and I start getting that song going.
I get it. I understand that it's a fucking catchy tune to have like work in this show.
Well, and there's something great about it that it's like this actually like really intense song, but also we know they don't have to pay for it because everything else about the show is super expensive. And it kind of perfectly fits to me that this would be one of Crichton's favorite songs of all time.
Yeah.
Like Crichton, the weirdo fucking dude that he is,
knows that well enough that he can teach a DRD to how to play it.
Yeah, with the whole thing. Like, but there's something I really like about Robinson Crusoe Crichton, who is just living on a dying Leviathan. Thank you. I blanked a very simple word for a second there.
Not a very simple word, Leviathan.
In this show is a very
common word.
Okay, that's a better choice. Living on a dying Leviathan with his like Hawkeye from MASH style still, going insane, drinking what has to be basically just motor oil, and working on wormholes. And then just, again, how calm he is when like Sokozu's ship comes crashing in, and it's a classic sci-fi trope of the person just standing there as the crashing ship gets closer and closer. Like,
what is he gonna do?
Tommy Lee Jones in Men in Black does it maybe better than anywhere else, but
Look, do we need to watch Men in Black?
yes,
Okay.
I love Men in Black.
at least the first one. The others we can kind of give a skip.
I
but,
love
like,
every Men in Black.
Maybe I'll rewatch
International.
Including International.
Oh yeah, fun. I think okay.
I went and saw International in theaters. I really enjoyed it.
Liam Neeson.
Yeah, it's got Camille Nanjiani.
Yeah.
It's got what is her name? Thompson? No, that's not right.
Oh, Tessa Thompson? Yeah.
Oh, it is Thompson.
Yeah.
Sweet.
You were trying to say Emma Thompson. And
I was thinking it was Leah Thompson, and it's not Leah Thompson.
Okay.
I don't know who that is.
There's a lot of Thompsons. I don't know. There's just something fun to me about where we see Crichton. Although the smock he's wearing, I don't quite understand.
Yeah.
I get it in that like I have a comfy robe that I like to wear.
Okay, I guess.
And like, if I didn't have that robe, but I needed to make something on the Leviathan ship, probably look close to that.
I said, these first couple episodes, I'm mostly useless, but I do have some trivia here.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, yeah.
Including that was a real beard.
I believe it.
He grew it between seasons, shaved it off after this episode. Unlike Jeremiah Crichton, where it was a fake beard.
Oh, dude, I did not like the shaving process. You see him using some sort of like mud type thing, and it looked like he had shit all over his face. And I just couldn't get it out of my head, and it really made me uncomfortable.
Okay,
guys.
I hadn't thought about it that way, but I'm gonna now. But I guess you kind of work with what you got there.
And the Klingon that he yells, I don't have a direct translation, but it is apparently something similar to, get the hell off my ship.
Where the fuck does Crichton find time to do wormhole theory with the amount of TV that he had to have watched before the streaming era to have the amount of, like, pop culture that he can reference?
Well, there's only so many hours in the day where you can actually work on wormholes. So you got to fucking wind down somehow. And that motherfucker watches Star Trek. We know this.
Oh, yeah.
Of course this motherfucker knows Klingon.
No, I mean, the running theory that Cece and I have is that most of this show is him being like, please be Star Trek, and then people shoot him.
That you've said this so many times that when he says I think it's in the last episode where he's like, I'm not Spock, I'm not Kirk. I was like, holy shit. They did it. They just say it.
Well, I mean, that was also kind of on purpose. They were like looking at how Star Trek was done and went, let's do this, but let's break all the rules.
I really like this half of the season. It really worked for me overall, I gotta say, just thinking about it and looking through the episode list.
See, I think it was a little weaker, but I also am not sure why I thought, because like I don't have any episode that I particularly.
I feel like, in retrospect, looking at season 1 and season 2, I feel like the first half of both of the first two seasons also have kind of a weird, disconnected, like.
Farscape always takes a second
one-offs.
to catch its footing,
And I feel like they do it more so in the first half of their seasons than they do in the second half. They exist more in the mythos of the Farscape and Moya and all of that in the second half more so, which I feel like we're definitely going to just be like the second half of the season. I don't know what it is at all. I'm guessing it's all fucking wormhole shit. I don't think we're going to have any one-offs that's not related to Crichton and wormholes.
I am purposely not commenting, but I only kind of remember, like I remember the broad points.
Like there might be one episode that's where fucking we get another like cartoon episode, I guess, or where some boundaries of reality are going to be fucked up beyond repair.
Well, man, that fucking final one where he's learning about wormholes is fucking wild.
That one is very wild.
Real quick, What Was Lost Parts 1 and 2, I think, is probably my least favorites of the season by a lot. They're the ones you don't remember very well.
Real quick, one last thing about that first episode.
Please do.
It's also the one that makes it so that Ben Browder is the only actor to appear in every episode. Because
Aaron and Dargo aren't in it.
Aaron and Dargo aren't in it, although they had both been previously not in episodes prior to this. The only other actor that had been involved in every other episode previous to this is Lani Tupu as either Pilot or Crace. Yeah. And neither of them appear in this episode.
Because it's a different pilot.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I also really loved him getting saved by
she was sweet. I really liked her.
And like her, like at the line she drops where, and I'm, my God, guys, I I can't remember names at any point. It takes me so long to learn names. I finally know Dargo. I finally know it, guys.
Yeah, that one did take you a long time.
But like the new woman who gets introduced that crashes into
Her name is Sokozu.
Sokozu. I can't remember it. And then also the name of the pilot, who
The ship's name is Elak. I do not remember.
It's just
the
Elak's
pilot's-
pilot.
But like,
okay, that's what I thought.
like she gives a line about how like sometimes dreams don't get to be fulfilled, and you hear her overhear that. And I'm butchering this line, but fuck me, that line hit me in the goddamn stomach.
Well, it's because they had always, Elak and the pilot had sworn that they were going to die in the sacred burial ground because that never happens with Leviathans. But she ends up sacrificing her and Elak's, like, literally last wishes to save Crichton and the
serve
rest of the
them.
crew because they needed help and they had earned it from her.
And now is my second favorite character, right behind Moya.
Elak and the pilot.
Mhm.
That's so good. You know what? I can't disagree with you.
No, that's fair.
I tried to just skip ahead, but like we should kind of stop and talk about stuff. We get more of Chiana's future vision, weird eye thing, which I still don't know where that fucking came from. Did that get?
It's hard because I've been intentional. I wanted to look it up, but I couldn't read like Chiana's fucking Wikipedia page,
Yeah.
or fandom page, or whatever bullshit it's called now, because like I didn't want to go too far and like spoil anything for myself. But I'm pretty sure when they go into Moya's like the thing that she uses to create the starburst.
Oh, is it the starburst chamber where it first
I think it's
starts?
in combination with that, with the energy rider, is when that
Okay.
happens. From what limited thing I could see and understand from the Wikipedia without trying to spoil it for myself. So I may have missed a part there, but I was also kind of skimming. So
Okay, fair enough.
I think that's like where it's supposed to start.
It's
at some point
interesting. I
around
just
then.
could not remember where that came from. And because Farscape is not a show that is overly interested in holding your hand or clearly answering your
Fuck
questions.
no, it is not.
It is. It's pretty hardcore on that stuff.
I'm trying to look it up right now without running into too many spoilers myself, and the consensus seems to be split between either her standing so close to the starburst chamber or the energy being.
So,
Yeah.
both. Yeah, that makes sense.
My guess is both.
Um,
That gif of the little girl saying, "Why not both?"
Yeah.
but then I guess like we should stop and talk about Sokozu for a minute because she's so
Terrible.
different than anything else we've seen.
I really don't like her.
No, but you don't really get the sense that you're supposed to.
Yeah.
But I appreciate it because she is a spanner in the works, but in a different way. The actress who played Jewel chose not to stay on the show because she was working 2 different shows and couldn't really maintain. From what I understand, she either got hired to a different show or couldn't keep up the schedule of both. Like there was some kind of conflict. And from what I can tell, she chose the show that did not require brutal hours and that much makeup.
Don't blame you.
Yeah, 100%. I get it. It's kind of too bad because Jewel had actually gone a long way in being significantly less annoying.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But like when Jewel was brought into the works, she was kind of Crichton from the early days, brought in and slowly acclimated to the crew. Sokozu, one, is capable from the beginning in ways that no one else is ready for. And she's a kind of the opposite of Crichton because Crichton came in with no knowledge of anything that's going on, but surprisingly good at like real world shit. She has all the theoretical knowledge of
But no
what's going on, but
practical
no
experience.
practical experience, and that's where it backfires on her with her ego.
Mm.
But also, like everyone else is trying to be a part of this crew. Sokozu doesn't give a fuck about that. There's no like, Jewel is trying to fit in with everyone even if she's bad at it. Crichton is trying to catch up on stuff. Everyone has built, even Rigel on some level, even though he's still the miserable little shit that will abandon them at a moment's notice that he is, there still is like a sense of the crew at this point.
They make him captain.
Yeah. as weird
I
as
just
it
put
is,
that together.
Rigel has sort of earned his little spot, even though he definitely has not.
He's
God, I
definitely earned a punting off of the ship.
He has. He's definitely earned that as well. But my God, did I really love Dargo and him talking about, like, you shouldn't be embarrassed, or you shouldn't be
Embarrassed that something bad happened when you were captain. You should be embarrassed
that you're doing this bullshit now.
Honestly, I wanted way more of the episode to be about that. That episode is fine.
Yeah.
But I guess kind of last thoughts on Sokozu. Like, Sokozu has no interest in being part of the larger crew. It kind of makes sense in her own way that she will find. Obviously, if you don't know, spoilers from this point on are just off. That she would find Scorpius as interesting as she does.
Guys, if you're listening to this and haven't watched Farscape, you're a fucking weirdo and I love you.
I have multiple friends who have watched very few of the shows that we talk about, but listen to our podcast religiously, and I love you for it, but I am confused by it.
When I say weirdo, I mean that as a term of endearment, by the way. I fucking love you.
I'm not sure if I do.
But
I didn't say it.
I made a Res Dogs reference of Organic yesterday, and he's like, where the fuck do I know that from? I'm like, you watch Res Dogs? And he goes, I've listened to you talk about Res Dogs. I'm like,
well,
that's the worst option of the two.
Oh,
like,
no. Although you do have a way of putting your language and the way you speak into my mouth. I pick up some of your acronyms.
Yeah, but I also use
and
the
vice
word
versa.
Homies way more since I met you. So
I mean, yeah, I love my homies.
Yep.
All the organic homies.
It's organic. But anyways, I'm so far off topic now. I guess jumping into the two-parter, which I don't think is a great episode, but it is setting up so much shit that I think it kind of works as like a reset stuff, the two-parter.
Mm-hmm.
Because we have to get old woman Naranti
Mm-hmm.
into a way that we kind of like not understand her.
We need to know what she's doing.
We need to know her deal a little more.
Like,
we haven't had
what's
time
her
for
biz?
that. We need to write Jewel out in a way that is not disrespectful to Jewel.
Which I really actually kind of liked her exit.
So much more than anything else she has done.
And I really love what they do with Dargo and her. Actually, fuck me, Dargo's really moving up the ranks.
Dude, Dargo's great this season.
Yeah, Dargo's been really good so far.
Most character growth, in my opinion.
Oh, easily. Well, he's... Season 1 and Season 2, he was obsessed with finding Jaffe. Season 3, he's reeling from the fact that Jaffe fucking sucks.
and he fucked his girlfriend.
And it's kind of it's not Dargo's fault. Like, I can't say that, but like, Dargo has some culpability in how that relationship exploded, even if Chiana chose to explode it in a spectacular fashion. But like, you get through those various things and give him a chance to like actually, I don't know, I think he had a chance to just fucking deal with some stuff when he was like hanging out and banging Jewel and being an archaeologist for a couple of months.
I do like that, like, his experience with Jaffe and with Chiana has very much clearly shaped his willingness to actually communicate within a relationship. Of like, he's just straight up calling out Jewel. It's like, hey, it's pretty fucked that you didn't defend me. I would have defended you if anybody said some fucking shit about you.
Or even just the way that he talks to Crichton.
Oh,
like, ranging from the funny of like, I'm going to tell you something I've never told anyone before in these words. I really love shooting things and I'm good. Or later on when he finds out that Crichton's been taking the drugs that Naranti gave him. And he's just like, what is wrong? But not like...
You know you should only take half of anything she gives you.
Yeah. But not shouting at him. I mean, like, definitely like unhappy and lecturing him, but not flying into Lux and hyper rage.
Right. Like, it's very much like, I'm mad at my friend. You're not taking care of my friend.
But we also have to get introduced to Commandant Greza in a way that shows how she's dangerous. I love that Crichton gets a real long kind of bondage sex scene with his wife.
Oh, that's his wife?
Because that's
Yeah.
Ben Browder's wife, who we last saw, just to show that she's a really good actress, actually, as the bone sucky lady.
Yes, that's right. You mentioned that last time.
Mhm.
Okay, now I'm remembering these things. Okay, that actually helps because I was like, these guys are fucking.
It's kind of funny. I said that like during a lot of these first few episodes, I was kind of zoned out and didn't catch some
You
bits.
paid attention to that scene.
Well, the funny bit was I saw some of those scenes and then was confused when I started like tuning back in that Grayza wasn't around.
So,
I was like, wait, but she was so prominent for like that 10 minutes that I paid attention.
yeah, but they're being smart. They're going the Scorpius approach of one of the mistakes they made with what's his name in season 1?
Craze.
Trace, thank you. Is they showed him every episode failing. He quickly kind of became Team Rocket levels of incompetence.
Very quickly.
Craze is blasting off again.
Like, really? So not...
Craze and Talon blasting off.
I mean, once he gets Talon, he becomes, as we've talked about, a much more interesting, rounded character. I don't like him, but, like, interesting, rounded character. But not overdoing the villains. You can't have Darth Vader show up and be beaten every episode. So when Darth Vader does show up, you're like, oh, fuck. Things have gone bad. So I think actually not having Commandant Grayza for a long time is a smart choice. I don't know how I feel about her, like, fuck hormones. Like, something about her sweat, and they have an explanation, and it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
It's fuck
Star
hormones.
Fox.
Yeah, Star Fox has also rightly been called out for his fuck hormones. Thanos' brother has the power to inflict pleasure.
Oh, we've talked about that.
Yeah.
I feel like that came up on word balloons at one point.
Yeah, it's the same way that we don't talk about the fact that Gambit has a latent mutant power to make people horny for him.
Not that he needs it.
No, they just, like,
with that accent,
stopped
baby?
implying that there was a mutant connection to it, and they're
And
like,
his like 14 pack.
yeah. Because it used to be like, oh, implication that there's actual mutant abilities. Now they're like, no, he's just fucking Gambit, roll with it. And it works so much better.
Oh man, I really hope they in fiction just was like, no, that was just some game he was spitting.
He's just hot, Sherry.
Gambit in his crop top.
Man, I fucking love modern comics Gambit where he's still Gambit, but he's also a devoted husband. Like, happily married and utterly devoted to Rogue, but is still the, like, weird thief piece of shit that he is. It's just with Rogue, he's like the perfect husband. Everywhere else, unreliable dirtbag. Like,
Excellent.
but anyways, oh, and then the other thing they had to do is set up Scorpius without power.
Yeah, like Scorpius's fall of ranks in the
Mhm.
Peacekeepers.
Which was strange. I actually, like, don't know how I feel, because we last saw Scorpion on an exploding command carrier with the definite implication that he was just going to be
Dead.
And then we get a previously on Farscape scene that did not previously happen on Farscape, where his weird lieutenant Bracca
Raka.
Mm-hmm.
turns on him. And I actually don't have a problem of showing us, like, giving us just enough information to know this happened. But
Yeah.
there was something about that shift that I feel like they, like,
It didn't feel right. I feel like he wanted to fuck Scorpius just a little too much. Like, not like he was like sexually attracted to him in any way, but I feel like he wanted to be intimate with him just a little too much. This turncoat didn't make sense to me.
I just, not even necessarily that, though also that, although some of that could be explained with, one, the deep-seated racism within the Peacekeepers, and two, Grayza's fuck sweat. But Scorpius going from, like, you've destroyed everything, John, what do I give a fuck, to kind of trying to resist being overthrown, like, you definitely got the sense that he was walking to his death. So I don't know. I wanted a little more showing us how we got from point A to point B. And they did not feel like showing us that. But also, I don't know, Scorpius is really interesting this season, and we haven't even gotten much with him yet.
And like my favorite thing with him so far has been the mollusk episode, or the food poisoning
I
episode.
don't like that episode, but that is interesting.
Yeah, good.
I don't like a lot of the things, and I very much don't like actually seeing what he's doing, but I was like, oh, this is an interesting thing you're doing with him.
Kind of following along, Jewel leaves. And we also get some more indication that there are connections between the Sebaceans, the Peacekeepers, the species from the Temple planet, the where Jewel was doing the archaeology, and humans.
Yeah, because they
And
find
then
that
they
one
just
piece
dropped
that
that
has
bit,
like,
and then they haven't mentioned it since because Farscape likes to drop a bit and then just leave.
I'm gonna leave
And
that
they
there.
may
for
or
now.
may not come back later. I mean, they did. I don't remember where, but I noticed when I was watching the last couple episodes, they had a moment that I was like, fuck, that was like a deep hole that you're referencing now. Then we get the lava as a mini splendored thing, which is mostly, that's the one where
They land on a random planet
because
and they
all
find
got food
someone.
poisoning.
Oh yeah, well,
And they walk in on a heist on accident.
Yeah,
and
they walk
suddenly
into
have
a
to deal
heist on
with it.
accident.
I actually this is one of the better one-off episodes. I think this episode is fucking amazing. There's just not a lot to add to it.
Mhm.
We get, Chiana is now teamed up with Sokozu in a way that she was kind of teamed up with Jewel, and Chiana hates all the people she's teamed up with, but I do enjoy her as the person who has to break in the new meat in anytime someone joins the crew.
I do very much like
Yeah.
her in that role. I feel she's very fun as like, well, I get to
I get to boss you around.
yes, thank you. I get to haze you. You're not in charge. I was here first.
In a mean way, the meanest way would be with Rigel, but it's kind of like them going like, look, you don't deserve the crew at our best unless you can handle us at our worst.
Unless you
Which
can
is
handle
Chiana.
Chiana, we're not gonna fuck
I
her.
love Chiana though. She's so fun.
But if you're brand new and that's who you have to deal with,
And I do like later on that they'll mention that Chiana is Crichton's favorite outside of Aaron, who he's fucking obsessed with.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I would rather be
on some level, I would have gone
Chiana in that scenario than I'd rather be Aaron in that scenario.
Yeah, but Aaron and Crichton kind of deserve each other for their absolute insanity.
Dumbness.
Yeah.
Idiots. Oh my god. We haven't gotten there, but I fucking hate the whole pregnancy arc thing.
Well, we can talk about it now. There's not much to Lava's Mini Splendor thing. It's just a fun little one-off.
It's a really fun one-off. The big thing that's occurring from it is that they get those cool little plasma shield things.
They get the cool plasma shield things. They get the hilarious scene where Noranti, who cannot stop drugging people, convinces these two people that she's a hot woman and does the
that was pretty
run-off
funny.
date. It
That
was just
fun.
that woman is fucking funny.
I kind of really like Naranji.
I love Noranti.
Yeah, she's delightful. I think
She's
fun.
the chaos agent that they've kind of needed, which is weird because this is a show about chaos agents, but the rest of them have blended enough that you need someone to fucking.
She's a likable Rigel.
Crazy Granny Witch is something that I didn't know that the ship needed.
Who will just
Love
piss
it.
in front of people with no concern
Like,
whatsoever.
Literally, the thing she's doing, if Rigel did any of these, we wouldn't be surprised, but they're all fucking despicable things that she's doing. And I like her doing them compared to
She's-
Rigel, who, if he.
You're right. She's somewhere between Zan and Rigel with a bunch of dementia.
Yeah. But fuck me, I hate how they did this pregnancy thing.
Okay. Use your words.
Or unless I missed something, she's pregnant but not pregnant.
So she's pregnant.
And it could be from several years from before she met Crichton, but also she has to go find a guy to actually turn on her pregnancy, if I misunderstood it.
Yeah, basically the idea is because the Peacekeepers are now, they're a bred warrior species functionally,
Mm-hmm.
that they can get pregnant but it might not start developing until a certain point, and they have to kind of choose at this point to activate it. It is weird how much it changes because she's been this way the whole time, but now that she knows that she's pregnant but not activated. It changes everything. I don't know. You're right. That is a little strange.
It's just
they want too much. They wanted to have stakes and not have stakes when it doesn't.
That's my entire thing.
Yeah.
Of like you set this up that like Crichton was so fucking aware of this thing that's a big motivator for him finding Aaron again. And then, oh well, don't worry about it, guy. Not going to be an issue unless we want it to be an issue.
Well, I think, like, I get where Crichton's coming from, or I guess where both of them's coming from. The difference is she didn't know about it.
Which I have no problem with that.
But yes, they do have to sci-fi explain why she's not going to become more and more pregnant until it is time
for her to be pregnant.
For her to do that.
Which that is cool, I guess, from sci-fi standpoint of like you can introduce pregnancy without actually having to have a pregnant character.
It's an overall neat idea that doesn't seem to actually impact the story in a way that they wanted it to.
Yes.
It's greedy.
It's a neat idea that kind of just becomes a cop-out.
Yes. That's my issue with it, is that it feels greedy and a bit of a cop-out.
I have a bit of an issue with, like, they finally get talking about it. She immediately confesses to Chiana that it might not be Crichton's.
Chiana immediately can't keep her mouth shut.
And I thought it was going to be a fucking, like, storyline thing. Like, it was part of the plant that was making her talkative or something. But, like, and I'm glad they didn't, because we've seen variations of that a fucking 1,000 times on Farscape. But,
see, I thought it was going to be her testing Chiana because she was reintroduced in a way that makes her slightly less than trustworthy to begin with her showing up with Scorpius.
Yeah, we did blast past that.
Sorry, we got to the pregnancy thing and skipped past, so let's finish this thought and then we will go to... But no, it just ends up being Chiana's got a fucking mouth that she cannot control, which, because of the ways that we've seen Chiana mature in other respects, felt regressive for the character that she couldn't keep her mouth shut for fucking 2 seconds this time. Like,
but it also, at the same time, felt like, don't tell Chiana.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, don't tell Chiana this, right? You don't want this to be known. And I feel like that was literally just that the writers also at the same time just like, well, fuck it. We just want the rest of the crew to know about this so that they can talk about it in case we want them to talk about it. So we're going to tell Chiana, and she's not supposed to tell anybody. She's going to tell everybody.
Well, Dargo.
Both.
Yeah, because she's the only person she tells is Dargo.
And then Dargo straight up mouths off too.
Dargo's mouthing off is a little different. And Dargo's not...
It's not mouthing off, but he's immediately talking about it. Like, she says, don't tell anybody, and then he immediately goes and talks to Crichton, basically.
But I kind of am on Dargo's side on this one. Although
Didn't he also talk to Rigel? Who talked to Rigel?
No, they said that Chiana lied and said that Rigel told her.
Oh, that's right. I thought somebody did tell Rigel at some point, though.
Might have, I don't know.
Yeah.
I was under the same impression, too. That's why I fully thought, like, Rigel knew, too. But I might be conflating with Chiana saying that Rigel told her.
The place that I have issue with it, and it's kind of a writing in a we're not ready to have these two be a full-on couple yet. So John has to have issue with this in a way that doesn't really make sense. Like,
that is kind of what it feels like, right? It feels like in some of the later seasons of The Flash where they were running into the problem that it had to be a 22-episode show.
Yes, we need to placehold this. I mean, it's like the pregnancy thing. We need to placehold this plot line until we're ready to pull this trigger. Because we have a few things we need to do before they become a couple. Fucking spoiler, these two become a couple at some point. Sorry.
What? I thought they were.
Really?
But,
I was so caught up on the won't they.
But, like...
I just wanted them to be friends.
His whole thing is, like, he was ready to go back to her until he finds out that it might not be his child, I guess. That's what it feels like. But he's like, it's built on trust. But none of the stuff is really her fault. She didn't know she was pregnant. She doesn't know if it's his child. But it's not like she cheated on him. None of that is her fault, nor was she ever with this Crichton, even though the difference between the two Crichtons is confusing at best. Because at one point she says she doesn't even really recognize a difference between the Crichtons anymore. It's just John.
That was the other thing I was going to bring up, was that all of this Crichton's reactions to the baby stuff and just the relationship stuff in general in this half of the season feel like they would make more sense from the other Crichton.
Who actually had an ongoing relationship with her. I guess maybe because they banged in the first season that one time, but like, I don't know.
And they've also set up that Crichton's fucking like, well, I gotta saddle up and be a dad.
Mm-hmm.
They did that with the fucking weird planet where he gets frozen as a statue.
Yeah, he has dad stuff.
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna be a dad because my dad was a dad.
And wasn't a dad. Like, his dad was a complicated dad.
Yes.
Crichton's like, I'm going to be somehow an even more complicated dad.
But only due to twinning. I don't know. Like, and I don't actually have a problem with them in their weird way. Like,
God, I would love it if it's
it
revealed
just feels
that it's
artificial.
The twins, babe.
It's not a problem. It just feels like the writers put it on pause.
well, and I don't have a problem with their weird will they, won't they, or like Crichton having to take the drug to like be able to focus. Because the shit
This is
with
cocaine,
Aaron
Dewey. It turns all your bad feelings into good ones.
Because the shit going on with Aaron is too much for anyone to deal with. I think that makes sense. But I almost think, like, I think there were other ways that you could have gotten to that point that required less logic jumps. But,
Yeah.
Okay, let's jump backwards now. We first see Aaron, wearing the fucking Scorpius gear. And then,
Not the full head mask, but it is wearing like a leather jumpsuit at first.
we see her in that episode wearing the head
We
mask.
do see
Yeah,
it,
but that's
we're
not until
initially,
after.
You're right. That's
Yeah.
right. That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. And then fucking Scorpius is,
It turns out that Scorpius has saved her.
which I love that Scorpius has a how the Master survived in Doctor Who level of like how he got out of that. Because last time we saw him, he was shot in the back and then buried face down.
How
And-
the fuck did he get there?
And he was very much like,
Before them?
don't let them bury me. Like, that was his whole thing. And then Sikozu failed on that front. And then he's just there and he's like, it was planned for. That's such a fucking, like, I think it was Russell T Davies that talked about the best thing you can do with the Master is like set it up so he absolutely died. And the next time you see him, you're like, how? And he just goes, I escaped. Like, okay, I guess.
How do you think?
But how did you escape?
By escaping. Like, this is, and I don't really, I want to know, but I don't think that, like, and they might tell us, I don't remember. But, like, I don't think that there's a way to solve that mystery in a way that will, like, make it better than just, I'm Scorpius, bitches.
Right.
Like,
I mean, you don't need much more of that, in all honesty.
but I do think the dichotomy of before Scorpius was always tormenting them, and now he's kind of their prisoner is really interesting.
As much as a prisoner as, like, they can't do anything about him,
Yeah, I guess
but they
theoretically.
also can't get rid of him.
I guess it's theoretically he's their prisoner. Like, he's kept locked up for
Most of the-
several episodes, even though it's quickly apparent that he could just leave whenever he fucking wanted to. But even he is still kind of their prisoner because he is dependent on them now.
It's like having Lex Luthor for a prisoner.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? Those stories tend to fucking rule. So
That's kind of what it reminded me of. Like, he's got a way to get out of this. He's allowing himself to be prisoner, but he is still technically, well, in this case, like, he's a Scaran, and so he does have, like, super strength and shit. But, like, thinking about the Lex analogy, like, there is a part that still is dependent on him, on the others in this situation.
dude, the actor who played Scorpius, I think Wayne something,
Pygrim.
Hygrim, would have been a fucking baller Lex Luthor. Holy shit.
Oh, yeah. I literally
He wouldn't
was
have
just
even had
looking
to
at
change
his
his like characterization that much. Just like not do the full on like growl when he's angry.
Yeah.
and not have to wear so much makeup, but just otherwise play him how he plays Scorpius. And oh goddamn.
That'd be a great choice for that.
Although Nicholas Hoult playing Lex Luthor, I am really looking forward to.
Yeah, that'll be great.
That'll be interesting. I didn't know that's happening.
Yep.
Cool.
That movie just wrapped filming.
We saw the picture of Crypto.
Crypto looks so fucking cute. Oh my god. James Gunn brought in Crypto because he
Because he's a good boy?
kind of. He rescued a dog that had been in a bad situation, and he became very close with this dog, but for a while the good boy was not a good boy.
Oh.
'Cause, you know, it's a
It's a
rescue,
rescue dog.
in
They're,
trouble.
they're still reactivating.
And he's like, what would that be like if this dog had superpowers? And so he wrote Crypto into the new Superman movie. And in his words, it changed the entire plot.
fucking A, I want to watch that now. That's the most selling thing I've heard from anything lately.
Everything about this Superman movie looks so good to me.
So
I'm
excited.
so into it.
I love a good dog.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, we don't get that in this.
We don't get. What was next?
I mean, we've kind of been jumping around, but we had, let's see, Lava's Made Promises.
Natural election.
Aaron was a assassin for a while.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
not much to say about that. She had been an assassin for theoretically a good cause for a while working through some trauma. And now she's pretty open to the idea of, like, maybe I should be with Crichton.
Oh, just had to go be an assassin for a while to be okay with being with Crichton.
Honestly, what she needed was to be away from Crichton for 20 minutes. Like,
Yeah, that makes sense.
Kind of, yeah, I don't know. It kind of weirdly reminded me of something that happened years later in video games when Garrus becomes fucking Archangel for a bit in the Mass Effect series. Did you guys ever go into Mass
I
Effect?
never played Mass Effect.
No.
Yeah, like game one, you like one of your homies that's like part of your squad is like this like Turian super cop.
Mhm.
And then between games 1 and 2, it's thought that your character is dead. And like homie gets all broken up about it and basically goes and becomes like Punisher on a planet for a bit.
Rad.
And he's just known as Archangel during that time. And then he like, when it turns out you're alive, he's like, cool, can we come back? Cool. And from this point on, am I going to be just like the best character in the series? Yeah, that's going to be me. Cool, we're good.
Well, my buddy Beth has him tattooed on her.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then we had Natural Election, which was the space plant one.
I kind of checked out on this one somehow.
We've seen so many variations of some plant or organism or whatever is taking over Moya.
Mhm.
And we kind of talked about some of the character growth that...
Yeah, I feel like this is this the one where they talk about like her being pregnant?
Yes.
Yeah, so
So we covered that.
I didn't really actually check out as much as I thought I did. I just didn't kind of remember the A plot.
The A plot is unimportant. This is a character emotion arc.
We have an
episode.
A plot that's going on that's stressing them out, and they have to talk about it now.
John Quixote, which is another, like, let's do a classic sci-fi trope of trapped in a video game.
Dude, I was so surprised Mollis didn't show up in this.
I love that they fucking name check him though.
They do.
They're like, at least it's not Mollis or something.
And like
Aldous?
Maldus.
Maldus.
That made me so happy when they name checked him.
so happy they name checked him, and so happy he didn't show up. But like when
Also, they figured out the perfect, cheapest way to do this kind of episode ever.
What's that?
By just establishing from the get-go that it's weird and surreal, and then you can just film it in a fucking parking garage.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. And like that, definitely the opening shot where like they look up at the castle, they're in just a big ass fucking parking lot. I think they were probably on top of that parking garage.
I'm pretty sure you can see a car drive by in the background.
But who cares? It's the fragmented memories of John Crichton mixed with whatever fragmented bits of Stark got brought in when Stark transferred them over. Like, my biggest one from this one, like, because I mean, he gets pulled out of the video game, and I don't know, maybe it's because I've seen this episode before and I kind of remembered it, but like, I never really believed he was out of the video game.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah. I've seen this episode before across enough different sci-fi shows that I know that. And I think they kind of expected you to know that. Like, so I wasn't that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like even knowing that, I still enjoyed the episode, but it did take away a little bit of the like, oh, hey, here's the twist. Like, okay, cool. Yeah, I knew
No,
that. Like,
what
I
I
still enjoy this,
Yeah.
but the best part is getting to see Virginia Hay again.
yeah, what I liked about the twist was
Yes.
not that, but the twist they add in afterwards, because that's their like fake out twist, and then bringing in Virginia Hay and having Zan back, and I honestly got like emotional when I saw Zan again, and I really loved her moment here. I also noticed that she had a very simplified makeup for
I
this.
it, I I couldn't say this for certain, but it looked to me like there was a lot more like prosthesis of some kind that was actually painted rather than her being painted.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Her head shape was different. It looked like she had on a bald wig that was then painted rather than.
That might have done it.
That makes sense.
Although when we see her later, she's got the much more traditional for like 4 seconds in that final episode.
Yeah.
But just her entire thing of like, well, did you waste my death? Did you waste the death of the other people? And like kind of dealing with some of Crichton's survivor guilt, I thought was just a really beautiful.
I really like this
Scene.
episode. In all honesty, it's one of the standout episodes of this chunk of season that we watched. For me, especially as like one of the one-offs.
Also,
I really actually kind of like a lot of the one-offs.
no, I
this
agree.
season- this-
I don't think there's a bad episode in this season, but I also like
There's just some
it's just
stuff
a little
that
fragmented.
yeah, like the one that didn't work the most for me was Promises, or the one with the plant taking over the. That's like the weakest link of episodes
We'll
for
get
me.
there in a sec for me, but
So, Dude Zan is actually a director on a lot of the episodes. For
Okay,
all
Oh, fun.
seasons. In season 1, he directed Back and Back and Back to the Future. Thank
Okay.
God It's Friday Again. A Human Reaction and Nerve. Season 2, he directed Taking the Stone, Won't Get Fooled Again, A Clockwork Nabari, and Die Me Dichotomy. Season 3, he did The Choice and Into the Lion's Den, Wolf in Sheep's Clothing. And in season 4, he did the two-part What We Lost Sacrifice and What We Lost Resurrection. I Shrink Therefore I Am, and a few that we haven't gotten to yet.
okay. Some of those I didn't like. Some of those I really liked. I like, and CC disagreed with me that like on this that I think some of this was kind of tackling how Crichton was trying to kind of rework Erin in his mind since she became pregnant. Of like, I have to rescue the princess, like, and he did have this bit of like, I have to rescue her from Scorpius. I have to rescue her from
Crace.
Crace, and like, or even just she's pregnant and being Erin. I kind of almost have to rescue her from that.
Aaron.
And like, she's not the princess. She's not. No matter what's going on, she's not someone to be
Rescue.
rescued. Also, her fucking weird lispy southern accent was so goddamn funny.
Yo,
To me.
I just saw some fucking trivia on that. Apparently, she kept it completely secret during rehearsals.
Oh my god.
And when they went to film, she got fucking bend a corpse by throwing it on.
Yeah. Oh, Harvey? No, he's just an incorrigible liar. And I'm just like, oh no. Also, fucking Scorpius with the super long nose. Like, that whole bit was just
Yeah, like there's a lot
so
of
funny to me.
fucking Rigel as the little black guard who
Oh,
shoots
yeah,
fire.
that was great.
That was cool.
And kind of, we get kind of a little bit of what Stark has been up to. Not really. Just that he's done some stuff to survive.
Yeah, he's off being Stark.
Yeah.
I still wish I liked that character
know,
more,
I
and
know.
I still don't.
Yeah, I like him better with hair. In all honesty,
Yeah.
I'm glad he got to keep his hair.
You know, the best version of Stark I like is the one where when they're getting all mixed around later on.
Yes.
Oh, where Sokozu's playing
Yeah,
Stark.
when Sokozu's Stark.
Aaron, my love.
That's my favorite Stark.
I Shrink Therefore I Am, kind of Predator likes with a shrink ray gun, attack him.
I actually really like this episode.
This
It's not
is-
anything special in regards to the overall plot.
No, but it does take the important step of they're starting to deal with Scorpius as like Scorpius graduates to a member of the crew here, even if he's not a member that any of them like trust or like. But this is the episode where he stops being a prisoner. whether he should be or not is.
I loved the bit with Crichton telling all the fucking whatever they're Karasi or whatever, when he's like, look, like if I'm wrong, then just come back here and fucking beat the shit out of me. But
Yeah,
if
I
I'm
can't
right,
beat you. Like, I liked where he has Scorpius go out and Scorpius goes to shoot the guy and then realizes that Crichton gave him an empty gun. Like, thanks, John.
use that bazooka. It's empty. It's yours.
Just I like it of forcing Scorpius to not be in control when dealing with Crichton. And Scorpius has always been in control, even when, like, they tried to set up things to make it so that's not it. Like, when they were working together on the command carrier before.
I fucking love it when they make them have to work together. It's so delightful to me. It very much gives me, like, Lethal Weapon, Odd Couple energy of, like, insufferable, but, like, you guys actually can get shit done together.
I miss Harvey, and this gives me some...
You're right.
Harvey.
And that, you're right.
This is the first time we see the higher caste Scarans too.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Like high class, or is it higher caste, or?
Higher caste, yeah.
Yeah.
And
which they look considerably less fucked up horse lizard face.
And the puppetry is better because it's just a lot of prosthetics and not like... All the other Scarans don't look that dangerous because when they move, the weight of the puppet takes them a second to stop.
Yeah.
And, like, the Scarans do a pretty good job, but it's still, like, there's only so much you can do when it comes to, like, literally, you know, gravity. But they do look much scarier. We also skipped over the fact that fucking Dargo was made captain.
Oh, yeah, but that just makes sense to me.
Yeah, that just makes sense. That's who I thought they were going to make captain. And then it turns out they made fucking Rigel captain. I felt like...
Well, they didn't make Rigel captain. They were doing a rotating cast of who is captain.
Oh, is that right?
Yes.
Okay,
So
I
they
missed
had,
this.
and they didn't do it a
And
bunch.
he was just in charge at that
Rigel
point.
was captain for the day. Before that was Crichton. That's why they were hanging out there. So they went from person to person to person.
Okay.
To kind of test out who was going to be captain. I love that Naranti voted for herself.
Yeah.
And that Sikozu voted for Scorpius, being like, he is the only one with a plan here, you dickheads.
Not wrong.
I understand your rationale, but his plan is bad.
Yeah, but she doesn't know that. She just knows she fucking hates the Scarans. Like...
Okay, I get it. Enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Also, she's hot for him in a really weird way.
Dude, Sikozu gives
she
me
got a
total
grandpa
fucking
fetish.
Harley Quinn for Joker vibes.
A little bit, yeah.
I hate how right you're on that. That just made it mean like just like that whole dynamic so much more.
Except with less of a loss of agency that Harley Quinn had.
Yes.
I feel like she's gonna try and play him as much as he's going to actually fucking...
Yeah, I don't think either one of them trust each other.
Also, this show is a success, unlike what's happening with Joker 2.
Yeah, that movie is supposed to be bad.
Dude, I heard how that ends, and
Same.
that's so fucking funny to me.
Whew.
We'll talk about it after.
Yeah.
Recording. I haven't... Anything else other than, like, the shrinky bad guys looked really cool?
They looked... those were such intricate fucking costumes.
Yeah. Is this
They
one...
put a lot of work into that fucking armor.
Which there's a dog in... There's like a beast in one of the episodes.
That was the first episode.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the first episode? Yeah, okay, yeah. No worries.
We skipped right over it.
The six-legged dog
The main thing
Yeah.
I remember from it is...
Biting Crichton's ass.
No, I was going to go with Crichton being the sheep from early Jurassic Park and just going back and forth, going, bah, bah. A Perfect Murder, which is an episode that I don't care for.
A prefect murder.
A prefect murder. Yeah. Oh, fuck you.
That's Mind Swarm guy, right?
Yes.
Yes, and the world's creepiest fucking priest puppet.
Dude,
thing.
the priest puppet
priest
was
puppet
so
the coolest
dope.
part of this whole episode.
It is, but he's fucking creepy.
He's creepy. He looks like he would fit into Doom 3.
Yo,
and I love his little fucking little McScooty Scoot.
I was going to
with
say
the
he
Blitz
looks like some
buzzsaw.
sort of servitor from fucking Warhammer.
He looks like a lot of bad things. But, like, Cece and I were talking about how fucking creepy he was, and then fucking his chest opens up, and a buzzsaw comes out of it. Like,
Dude, and he gets that guy, and that was fucking gnarly.
that was...
I was like, oh yeah, they are a brutal race of
I
people.
dug this episode.
I
Mostly because of him.
Yes, I
He
dug
was
it.
my favorite part.
This episode was, like, interesting, and I appreciate that they're like, can we get this weird giant government epic plus a murder mystery plus some plot progression?
I do like the murder mystery element of it. That was
And
interesting.
weird, like, let's retell this story from different people's perspective, and can we do all of this in 45 minutes and wrap it up? And I appreciate the big swings. I don't think all of it worked. I think the fact that Sakozu was just, like, super banging the prefect's son.
I didn't care that they circled back at this point to Chiana, one being a little shit and coming back to the fucking planet after she was banished. That makes perfect sense. But like, I didn't really love that she was like immediately just like, "Yo, Sakozu, I'ma fuck your day up."
No, every once in a while, and maybe, like I said, it felt like character regression, but maybe it's actually just a more honest depiction of character growth, that you might grow, but you're not always at the same level. Chiana has grown remarkably from her first, but if you get her wrong, like hit her in the wrong moment or whatever, she will just go to the automatic, like, fuck you bully that she kind of is sometimes.
And also is very quick to fuck a person, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which is funny because she gave
and
Sakozu
literally.
shit for it, and she would have done it immediately.
What I thought was funny was like the fucking the dudes at the planet like calling Chiana a whore, and then it just like hard cuts to
Sakozu doing like naked yoga with him or something like that.
I was like, are you sure you want to be doing this?
To be clear, I am not knocking Sakozu for banging a dude. I just thought that it was like, maybe because we've only seen her as like cutthroat ruthless.
She does fuck the son of the prefect.
Sure, but she has like no interest in his power.
Mm.
She has interest in making him act like use his power, but not really even for her cause. Like, I just was not sure where this came from. And I mean, I don't need to know it, but it would just...
No, I kind of had the same feeling with this episode. I just overall ended up digging it when I was like, look at fucking Priest go.
Mostly I liked the priest.
Yeah, he's kind of the best part for me. I didn't like the weird bug assassin guy. His face prosthetics that they used for his makeup made me uncomfortable.
I dug the like little visions aspect though of the killings and all that.
That was kind of cool.
And the bugs itself was kind of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Like Aaron and Crichton having to like, what did you just see? What did you just see?
The moment that they said there are no bugs on this planet, I went, bullshit. You do not have that, like,
You don't
diverse a biosphere without a shit ton of bugs.
I like the little bit when they're at the standoff with each other and she's like, I don't know if I have the willpower to miss again. And he's like, I think I'm just a shitty shot.
That was a good bit.
And then I did love, it's one of those like kind of callback lines that they don't make a big deal of, but where he's like, I think that the coin landed the wrong way. And she goes, I know it did. Like, that was an interesting, I don't know. Erin changed in really subtle ways that I appreciate, that like, and I literally think she's never had significant alone time since she left the Peacekeepers. And from what we know of the Peacekeepers, she probably didn't get significant alone time there. So I think being on her own let her actually process some shit in a way that she never had before, and we get a much more interesting, I don't know, more interesting, but like kind of a more layered Erin in some ways. Also, I love how hot it makes Crichton every time she tries to speak English.
Yeah.
Oh god, she's speaking English again.
Yeah.
A very Oh man, why am I blinking on the patriarch of the Adams family? Gomez Adams kind
yeah.
of level of like love for a woman for just being her. It's
Just
like, oh god, I gotta take
obsessed
some
with
drugs to
Morticia.
forget about that. Then the next episode was the
Einstein and
we have one more one
the-
off.
We have Kubai Clam.
Kubai Clam.
Maybe
which-
the most problematic title.
Oh my god, I just put that together. That's incredibly problematic. That's a great.
It also sounds like Kubla Khan, which is the name of. Like, there's a lot of weird layers to that strange title.
That's a weirdly great layered one that I think it's layered well enough that I'm going to give them a pass on the problematic nature to it. Because, like, you put the clams in there even, so you can get away with it with standards and practices.
I don't think this episode overly works for me.
It doesn't for me either. The best part of this episode is that with the next one, it comes after it.
Yeah, it's the best. The best parts of this episode are random little bits in that, like, for some reason, I can't remember the witch lady's name. Noranti. Her taking a giant steaming piss into a bucket really fucking
The
got
fact
me.
that it's right in front of the rest
And
of them and they're watching.
She
It's
just
super
hikes up
steamy.
skirt and just like with a thick stream, and I am like uncomfortable by how like much pressure she's putting down, and she's just smiling and giddy, and I'm just loving that part of it.
I did love when she's like has to hold Dargo's hand for a few hours, and she's like, "I've been waiting for this opportunity to talk with you." Like, I love that Dargo's just accepted that there's this strange old drug dealer in his ship, but that he has to like, just kind of like tired resignation as opposed to like. Okay, so we have hey, it turns out that it's real that like women are oppressed on this. But when we actually see the women from this planet, one, they're all dressed as like knockoff Disney princesses. And then two, they're just as bad. Was like fucking weird to me, and I did not like that.
Like the weird like not dichotomy, the weird dissonance between like what you're seeing with the pilot who's like a woman who's pretending to be a man so she can actually do a job she wants to do. Like the way they set it up there is like, oh yeah, you guys should fucking do a coup because like that's bullshit. But then you see them and it's like, oh, you guys are just
no, that repair woman is the only good person on this planet.
It's like the
and that dude
the
on
man
that
thing racism issue.
Ooh, yeah. It's a 70s comic book that attempts to deal with racism. You can just extrapolate from there how that goes.
badly.
It's good to a certain point.
And then it misses
And then it
a
just
mark, and it never quite
veers
like
left.
recovers. Yeah.
I do like Crichton in that dress. I think he pulled that look off.
Apparently, he got wolf whistled walking to set.
I mean, he's an attractive looking woman in that dress. Like
I love Rigel in what just is straight up a wedding dress.
Like they gave him. I will say this show has some wigs that don't work for me. This wig worked. It's a good look.
Okay, do you have a wig that doesn't work for you?
Chiana's.
Really?
It's weird to me.
Yeah, it's manic pixie dream girl enough that I'm fine with it.
I like at this point I'm fine with it, but like it when it first was there, it's like there was oddness to it.
That's fair.
Also the head part of Jules, like the weird like spines coming down the top of her forehead.
That's fair.
Into the
thing about
neon
Chiana
red
that I can
curls.
never quite get over, and I just always laugh at, is where they shadowed up her boob cleavage, but made it like specifically black, where everything else is gray or white. And I was like, wow, damn, like you are really emphasizing that. But anyways, this one, I also thought it was weird that Chiana like realizes that the mechanic is actually a woman, and she immediately like attacks and accuses her of being a spy because she's a woman.
And also, like, isn't there like a weird thing with like intersex people on her
And
planet?
Chiana is into it when she meets it there. And then once she realizes this woman's not a spy, she's like, I'll kill to protect. That's fine.
Oh yeah,
But like
that part tracks.
but like the attack before, I don't know. That part didn't work for me. And then when she's like, it's fine. I'll just leave and get a better job because I have this defense stuff. Like, just go with them and leave the sexism planet of terrible people.
You just found a thing you can work on, and they'll probably keep you around. Like, the downside is there are a bunch of criminals constantly being hunted by multiple armies.
You and Gianna have got some fucking chemistry going on that, like, it's gotta be better than, like, armed wannabe Imperial Guard from 40K ready to shoot you for having tits.
No, that's pretty accurate.
Yeah.
The thing that I like from this, like, I hate the fucking doctor that poisons them, yada yada yada.
Dude, but he did such an incredible job of being a detestable person that you're just immediately, fuck, I hate you.
Yeah.
But the part that I thought was fucking amazing is his intrinsic need to go into detailed explanation of every part of his plot, and they're always like, we do not care.
I don't give a shit, just cure me.
Shut the fuck up.
I don't care if killing you will then make me die too. If you continue with the techno babble, I will fucking kill you.
That does actually remind me, though, I loved in the parking garage episode, at one point, Gianna's like, I'm sure there's some good technobabble that explains this.
Also, on that side note, Rigel biting off that dude's nose and then force-feeding him a clam and, like, giving it, like, leaving in the trash so flies will eat it, making him die in a way that's, like, as horrific as theirs, plus the plot of Metamorphosis, is, like, Rigel is fucked up in this episode.
Rigel is kind of fucked up in a lot of the
I know.
episodes.
I just feel like this was a particularly...
He beheaded that guy just because he didn't like him.
It's true.
I mean, he did torture him for a long time, so I get him not liking him.
Oh, yeah. Durga. I don't know how to talk about this final episode, man. It's just an exploration of time and the nature of wormholes.
Yeah, it's basically just a bunch of exposition on how wormholes work, and I'm not sure if I can explain it, even after having watched the episode.
I can't. I love it. It's a great episode. I'm really fucking excited to be done recording so that I can go home and watch more of this. Because I didn't want to get into more of it because I didn't want to spoil anything else.
It's brilliant, though. Like, this whole episode feels...
It reminds me of, like, Grant Morrison's writing.
Yeah, that's why I think it's brilliant, man. I'm a sucker for Grant Morrison. And it makes sense when you're listening, but I think the concept is Crichton has been trying to figure out wormholes, but the factor that he has not been able to figure out is how time is a factor in how to manipulate and use wormholes. But also, you have to know how to manipulate time, or you will permanently change time. Because the concept is like...
unrealized realities.
Yes, and it's different. Like, when we think of a lot of science fiction, we think of, like, you know, the Spider-Verse. Here's Spider-Man, here's this, blah, 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 where slight differences lead to different realities. This is saying it's not alternate reality and alternate reality that are existing simultaneously. It's that a reality could happen, but the choice that does happen makes the other ones disappear.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
As far as I understand it, it is like the observable universe type of thing. Like, it only exists as it's being observed.
But we end up with fucking weird stuff. Claudia Black's version of Chiana was so good because at first it took me a second.
Same. Because I was like, wait, did they not switch Chi? And then I was like, oh.
Claudia Black does a great Chiana.
Like,
Chiana does not do a great anybody else.
No, but I don't think she's trying to.
I don't think she is.
Claudia Black, oh man, Naranti as Rigel is, I hate it.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. I hate it. I love.
I like Chiana as Naranti. I thought that was really
fun.
Fucking fun.
Yeah, I love fucking Rigel as Dargo. I especially love
just like a space pirate in this version, like
the fucking willingness to make wild fucking puppets on this show. They just recreated Rigel as Dargo, and then they also do everybody else and just like, well, we're gonna do you as you, and we're gonna do you as you, and we're gonna do you as you.
Dargo as Jewel was pretty funny. I love that they changed nothing with Pilot other than he's a fucking asshole now. Like, he's like, you all suck.
I hate you. Why can't I the newest edition?
Sokozu.
Yes. And her being, I can't remember his name, Stark. I had to not remember it to remember it. But I really liked her as Stark, actually.
Which is extra funny to me because everyone else could like a little bit do like, oh, I've seen this actor play those characters a bunch. She had to do someone that she's never had a scene with.
She can only watch him, like, his scenes after the fact.
And she does a great job.
She does a great job.
Oh, and fucking... It wasn't part of that sequence, but kind of counts. Scorpius as his dad?
Yes. That was a fucking wild trip to see that. I was like...
And then the twist that Crichton's got the partial Scaran facial structure.
This is an unrealized reality in which Scarans have took over the planet centuries ago and like have inbred into human DNA. Fucking fascinating. As well as also just like what they set up with like the John and his father there is also really interesting character growth. As well as also putting him in a kind of Harvey role too, because that's the same area that they filmed a lot of the Harvey stuff, right?
At least one or two of them.
Yeah, what it had to been.
Yeah, this episode, I don't know how to talk about it but because it's just him and the Men in Black that he's dubbed Einstein, and I gotta start calling him Men in Black other than he's just depicted as a classic Men in Black. But he's one of the ancients, or even he's not even an ancient because
the ancients. He's who the ancients spiraled off of.
Yes, yeah, the ancients were from his species were from a different reality
and sent the ancients to our reality to just like go figure out what the fuck they're doing.
Like they transferred part of their species into what becomes the ancients, or what is the ancients. I don't know. It's fucking wild.
It's basically like angels and then the Watchers.
Yeah. Weird Christian fan fiction.
Yeah. It's just kind of how it hit me when I was like, oh.
Yeah, but as I was saying,
the ancients are the Watchers.
I love weird shit like that, so it just works for me.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to rewatch this before I get into the rest of the second half of the season, just to have it, because I want to rewatch it. I very much love fucking timey-wimey, weird fucking time travel where they're not explaining it. They're gonna explain it to you, and that's what the explanation is. You don't get to second guess it.
And that's the funny thing is that this episode is like 80% exposition.
But
it's like out there.
Yeah. The only thing is I kind of wish, because we got first all of Crichton's friends and enemies and whatever talking about him as the perfect man. And then we got them talking about him as like the worst human being on the planet.
Oh, and he sucked in bed.
Oh, and his dick is tiny.
I wish we had gotten, maybe even to help him get into the final bit or whatever, a moment where we got a more realistic group of people's description of him. Because, like,
they were all pretty extreme.
Yeah.
In some way or another.
And, like,
and the only other time they come back to it, it's like, who? John Crichton? I don't know this guy.
Yeah, like the third
I can look up the who's who.
Is he doesn't exist. But like, basically everything, for example, Zan says about him is accurate, except for the fact that she like hated being bonded with him.
Mm-hmm.
The nice things she said about him and the shitty things she said about him were all true. I would have loved to hear, like the closest we get is when Pilot's talking about like wormholes are his obsession. Which they 100% are, but
they are, but I still feel like the crew plays it up more than it actually is.
Like, yeah. It's no more his obsession than fucking Dargo was obsessed with trying to get to Jaffe.
Yeah.
Like, or as obsessed with Aaron trying to figure out a way back into the fucking Peacekeepers.
Although she drops that one pretty
She
fast.
does drop that, and Jaffe does come in and fuck up any need to have him back.
God, we cannot get over our hatred of Jaffe. There's so many bad people in this show, and we're like, I fucking hate Rigel, but he's kind of fun. And we're like, Jotham can fucking die.
Jotham can die in a fire.
Did Rigel fuck his dad's girlfriend?
Probably.
Well, actually, probably.
Okay, actually, probably. But he didn't
do it on screen.
Yeah.
Thankfully.
Ugh.
Look, it's not my fault that Jotham is Dominic Mysterio.
Oh, no. That means nothing to you, but I'm unhappy that you told me this now.
I've told you it before, and I'm just reminding you.
Oh, I'm gonna have to tell Cece that. Oh.
I love when I don't know context.
Okay. He's the biggest shithead in WWE, and it's so good.
I figured this.
He plays the slimiest slime ball, but he's also the son of, like, one of the most beloved wrestlers of all time. Like, the real life son.
Oh, shit. You called it then.
Oh, no. Oh, that... I want to see Dargo do the 619 so bad.
Dargo would rock the 619, sir.
Anyways,
Ooh.
also, how many times is...
Dargo would fucking Bronco bust somebody like a motherfucker, too.
How many times is Crichton gonna find himself just floating above a planet with no ship and no plan?
Okay, man. He's back on Earth.
I don't know. How many times is Aaron gonna die?
Yeah, that's right.
Good point.
About as many as Jean Grey, so...
Yeah.
Like, okay, as you saying that does remind me that this show does write some fucking ladders to nowhere that they somehow get back from somewhere.
Sometimes with, I did.
Yeah. So, I was going to say, how the fuck is he going to get out of this situation unless he can somehow bring Moya back? But, like, it ends with him, like, back at Earth. But he's free floating in space in a spacesuit.
Yeah.
He is fucked.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm so curious to know how he gets not fucked.
I have a rough idea, but obviously I'm not going to say anything.
We'll find out next time.
Oh, I do love, just last thought, the realization that Rigel has come to just completely believe in Crichton and the wormholes. Yes, he wants to use him for his own shit, like, and in his own selfish way, but he still very much is like, yeah, pilot, that weird little fucking human has his shit figured out. Get on board.
I really like this last episode. I just don't know if there's anything else I can really say about it.
I got nothing else. It's great. I want to watch more.
It's a high concept prose episode, which is not a bad thing. It's the Invisibles.
We have half a season and a mini-series to go.
We've got 2 episodes left. We're just going to bash them out from these. Next time we will finish season 4. Time after that, the Peacekeeper Wars. Probably after that, Immortal Thor, but that is way in the future. In the meantime, we're your Generals of Nerdery. I'm Zach.
I'm Tyler.
Dismissed.
Hi, everybody. General Tyler here. If you like the show, please hit subscribe however you're listening to us right now. Also, if you could rate and review us however you're listening to us right now, or preferably over at Apple Podcasts, we would super appreciate it, as the whole world is ran on algorithms, and we want to be all up in them, getting our voice out to more places. Also, tell your friends. We always appreciate that. If you want to get in contact with us, ask us questions, give us comments, email us, generalnerderypod@gmail.com. You can also contact us through our website, www.generalnerdcast.com. While you're there, check out all of our back catalog, or click the links up at the top, as we are part of the Earworm Podcast Network. Go check out all of our sister shows. We're involved with most of them, so if you already like listening to us talk, it might be in your best interest. And if you want to check out everything from the network, head over to earworm.com, EARVVYRM.com. We'd super appreciate it. Love you all. Have a good one.